From Chicky and Pete's to kick things off. We got full guest list and an unbelievable side question today. Just two quick observations. And Henry has never been with me before during the duty of the second observation in a second, and you'll see they come out of the woodwork. The back-end crew. Ro and I are parking in a place so we can, a lot of cars here, you know, when we're getting out headed to AC after the show today, find it easily. And suddenly, I see what the guy's doing, and Pro suddenly looks up from something. What is he doing? Making all these weird giant truck coming right at us, the back end. And suddenly, along this row, 3 back ends right in a row.
Oh,
the
really?
Back end. Yeah.
Oh, that's obnoxious.
You're not a back end guy, are you?
No.
No.
I don't drive a big truck like that.
Well, if you are in a big truck, aren't you up there, though, looking down at the rest of us? Can't you crane your neck one way or the other? I couldn't go through that in every space and every time. And not everybody's good at it either. I mean,
oh, no.
This guy was mediocre, half in and half out, and it takes you forever. It's enormous to do it. If you are in the back-end camp, and you can hit me on Twitter at DomShow1210 too. Kirk, you're not a back-end guy, are you? No. Okay. 3 for 3. No back-end, but here it's a disease. And just looking in the parking lot, when I see a single individual just get out of an SUV, of course it's America. Yeah, I'm not making a climate or a gas thing even. I'm making a parking thing. How do you drive an SUV or a big truck down in the center city and think you're going to park, as I see people do every day?
Yeah.
No.
Never going to happen.
And in the media parking lot, which we're very prideful of, I know I could get easily 7 vehicles in there, and we only get 6 maybe due to the SUV.
Yeah, there's always one.
Yeah,
always
exactly.
one guy ruining the park.
Oh, well, yes, yeah. Exactly. All right, so one other thing, 855-839-1210, you get on board. One other thing, too. I'd hate to be a Pennsylvania state cop. The hats offend me. First act as governor. All right, what are you going to do as governor? Affordability? No, I'm getting rid of those hats. But that's tradition. I'm getting rid of those gray uniforms. The New Jersey state cops look like they're not even in the same profession as the Pennsylvania and Delaware state cops. And it makes them look fitter to me. The uniform and the hat. The hat is the perfect police hat. I think Frank Rizzo would have designed it. Picture Frank Rizzo, all right, the ultimate cop. Is he putting that state police hat on, walking around? It musses up the hair. Frank Rizzo's not going for that. So the New Jersey state cop's uniform is really well designed. And I know the Pennsylvania cops have fitness and all that too, but I remember reading about their fitness, their training. They look really good, seeing them here, and they're here with all kinds of exhibits at the Farley Plaza. All right, I'll give you the side question coming up, and we got a lot of people stopping by. The last night of Stephen, well, the big story to me that's brewing is Mark Wayne Mullen, again yesterday, said even more clearly they are definitively looking, and I don't know what more you need to look, at pulling federal agents from places that are sanctuary cities, from the airport. Meaning, how would you do customs? How would you come through? You can't come through. Okay, so Philadelphia, you're riding high with Larry DeKay and Chris Rabb, thinking you're nuts. You're in your own bubble, telling Donald Trump, go to hell, federal government, this is Philadelphia, we'll do whatever we want. How would you feel if Mark Wayne Mullen pulls the plug on all the apparatus that allows it to be an official destination and airport, you know, customs and various agents? That's what he's talking about doing. He talked about it before. He hadn't done it, though. Now's the time to do it. Do it now. This will really put a shot across the bow of New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, all these sanctuary cities who think they can get away with it, and there's nothing that can be done at the federal or other levels. So go for it. Now, I don't know that he's going to do it in the next week or so, Congress in recession, but we'll see. We might see it coming up pretty quickly here. 855-839-1210. You get a line. So last night, and Kirk, this will be cut 9 we'll start with. Last night of Stephen Colbert. The world without the great comedian Stephen Colbert out there. One part of Colbert that I really resented too was the Colbert Catholic. This guy went for abortion more than anyone almost alive, particularly if they're a Catholic. And not that I care. You want to get bored? Go ahead. Let's stop it already. But this is not a source of humor. This wasn't humorous. The pivot point was when he went after Trump on Russian collusion. He was a Russian collusion comedian. And he made that line about Putin that's hard to believe they carried on broadcast TV. But last night's spasm of regret, including, Kirk, I think I'd rather start with Anderson. Yeah, I got to start with Anderson Cooper to get into a full lather here. I'll play it, and I know what you're thinking if you're driving along wherever you are today about Anderson Cooper and not being able to make jokes about a president. And he's exactly right. We ought to be able to do that. Think of a couple of other presidents. How many jokes were made about them? All right, here's Anderson Cooper last night, morose, because it's the last day of Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert is signing off tonight after nearly 11 years as host of the CBS Late Show. I've been honored to be Stephen's guest 22 times, the second most appearances by anyone. John Oliver beat me by one. What I've loved about being on with Stephen is his decency, his curiosity, and intelligence, and, of course, his sense of humor.
I don't do well with the bro hug. I don't
Really?
Yeah, it makes me nervous, and I feel they're awkward.
It can be tender. No.
Really good to see you. It's really good to see you.
I love talking to both of you, but you seem so happy all the time,
Yeah.
and if you watch our shows, we're slowly decaying.
I told them that you said I looked like a White Walker. They offered to make me into a White Walker.
And I think I have a clip here of your transformation.
Yes.
Jim?
I keep forgetting that I'm dressed like a White Walker.
Okay, well, let's hold it there for a second, Kirk. He went on to say, Anderson Cooper, that, what's going on here? What's going on here in America where you can't make jokes about a president? Now, Joe Concha, who is the most brilliant media analyst out there to me, and Johnny Z down at Mulligan's, who wants him to come here. Everybody else in the world is coming. I haven't got Joe Concha's commitment yet on June 19th. This Joe Concha column I didn't get to yesterday, Washington Examiner's, Colbert by the numbers. And I'll give you the numbers in a moment. They lost $40 million. I don't even know how that's possible that late night TV could do that. Imagine telling Johnny Carson, yeah, this show's going to lose $40 million. I don't think so. It's hard to believe. Well, they have a staff of 200. I'm looking at the entire staff here at the Farley Plaza. I'm picturing 200 people, and I'm seeing Henry sitting across from me. Well, Tommy McDonald's here. Promotions department here, but I wouldn't really count that on a regular basis. Some days they're in the producer's lounge. I don't know what's going on in there. 200 people work the Tonight Show. And you heard what they said. What did they produce? Call Anderson Cooper up. He was on 22 times. And John Oliver, 23 times. I have the point I wanted to make before I give you the numbers is, what kind of jokes were made about President Obama? Now, look, even I, in that position, I would tell you, that's got to be tough. First, let's face it, biracial president, not African-American, but that's how he would be billed in history. You're not going to make jokes about Michelle Obama. You're not going to do that. Melania, I get the accent and all that, but again, Michelle Obama, there was no humor there. Dr. Jill Biden. You can't make jokes about a woman calling herself, well, I am a doctor, constantly in the dresses. Come on. And then Biden, well, if you're saying Biden was perfectly coherent, I guess you could make jokes about what Biden always has been a dope, but now this was a really serious dopery that he was involved in. So we can't make jokes about presidents. That's why Colbert is out. You didn't make jokes about President Obama. There was nothing you were going to do there, and I understand it, but hey, you're the master satirist. There's no humor to be found with Obama. He's not a funny thing. That's what they actually said, that as I remember it. Well, there's nothing really humorous about him. The president's in look, and I get Trump. If I'm a comedian, Trump is fodder. This reminds me in Philadelphia of Frank Rizzo. The media would castigate him, the Inquirer and all that, but they loved it. You know why? He was fodder. Frank Rizzo could sit there and within 10 minutes, who else would say, hey, if you're a firefighter and you don't want to fight the fire against move, you're afraid of being shot, go and be a hairdresser. Who would say that? Who would say it today, particularly? Frank Rizzo would. Well, Trump is saying all kinds of stuff constantly, like he doesn't know if he can go to his son's wedding or not, which is ridiculous. Of course he can go. I get the humor with Trump, but the fixation on it. So here's some of the numbers that Joe Concha put together, and I think give you, and I mentioned 200 plus are the number of staffers of the Late Show. 22, that's the number of writers Colbert has to craft his monologue. 22.
Ugh.
22. And in talk radio, we pride ourselves. You think there's a script with this? And what I said the last bunch of minutes, we're just looking in the air. Here's the cop, the back end. Yeah. I need a writer for the back end. Get him over here. 22. 95%. That's the number of jokes that targeted Trump and or conservatives after CBS announced in July 2025 that Colbert be gone away. I get the Trump humor. I get it. Come on. You have to be crazy MAGA not to see that. And Trump is funny in himself. It's both you can mock him plus the stuff he says, and it's caustic. You got both going on. 100%. That's the percentage of guests who were liberal on Colbert's show after his cancellation was announced in July 2025, according to the Media Research Center. 100%. Now, even if they're off by 1% here, come on. I'm talking to Henry and saying, yeah, maybe we should get this woman on that mocked this Jeff Yass scholarship thing and said it was dastardly. You know what? In honor of Colbert, we're going to do it.
All right.
Yeah, if Mrs. Harvey is no, what is it? What is her name? Harvey? Is it? I'm blanking on the last name here. It'll come to me. The woman who said dastardly in the Inquirer. Yeah, mix it up a little bit. 1. That's how many Republicans have been invited on. And that was, of course, what Republican, Henry? Who would Stephen Colbert invite on? No, it wasn't Brian Fitzpatrick. Get me that Fitzpatrick guy. That's who I want on. You know what? That would be the most, Larry Krasner is still there. But other than that, I think a knockdown dragout would be Brian Fitzpatrick now if we got him on. Mm-hmm. Like at a remote in Bucks County. Brian, we'll be there. See if you want to set it up. It was Liz Cheney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the Cheney family actually had me ride in their motorcade once, but Liz Cheney is not somebody who's a reliable. She's a Republican. She still is a Republican, I would agree, but she's as anti-Trump. She was put on the J6 committee because of that.
Right.
That's the only one. 15, the number of times that Senator Bernie Sanders has appeared on a guest on the show. Well, Joe might be a little bit off on that. I think Bernie Sanders is a heck of a guest. I would love to have him on and have Rich Zeoli be the counter in Bernie Sanders-esque. 0. That's the number of times that arguably the most popular comedian in the game today, who I think people think, at least by ticket sales, is Sebastian Maniscalco. He's never appeared on the Colbert Show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know why. Now, is it Maniscalco? Wouldn't go. He seems like a guy who would, want a big platform.
Yeah, he gets along with everybody. Yeah.
0, the number of times Bill Maher has it. And you know why? Because Colbert couldn't handle Bill Maher.
Yeah.
He knows he couldn't handle. How can you handle a guy whose credentials are impeccable as far as being a liberal and is incredibly quick on his feet and might like to get high with you, Stephen Colbert, as he's doing the show with you?
Yeah, that's where I bet he'd freak out the most. I bet Stephen Colbert can't hold a smoke. Tweaking out, guys. I can't end the show here.
14. That's the number of times CBS anchor Jake Tapper has appeared on Colbert. Tapper recently compared Colbert's fate to that of a murdered priest. What? He said it's inescapable. The decision by Paramount to cancel Colbert pleased Trump, and the folks who own CBS got what they wanted, and they were handsomely compensated. Now, Trump never posted on Truth Social, well, no one rid me of this meddlesome comedian. You know what that's a reference to?
No.
Thomas of Aquinas.
Really?
Yeah, the king. Was it Henry VIII? They're out there. Look, I'm on a remote with the wind bothering me if I'm not completely accurate here in a malfunctioning machine. I'm sorry.
We got to keep it before it falls asleep.
I'll hit it. But, yeah, it's Henry VIII. No, Thomas More. Not Aquinas.
Aquinas.
More. It's More. I believe. All right. The wind's howling here.
Yeah, I can
More.
hear it now,
Tell me
yeah.
more. And they killed him right there in the cathedral. Will no one rid me of that meddlesome priest? So Jake Tapper says that, comparing Colbert to being murdered by Henry VIII. Joe Concha, I got to get you to whatever it takes. This is the most brilliant column of the year, breaking down exactly what was going on here with Stephen Colbert. And the $40 million that they lost, that's, of course, a big part of it. Yeah.
That quote you were talking about was St. Thomas Becket.
It was Becket.
Towards King Henry II. Will no one rid me of this turbulent / meddlesome priest?
It wasn't Henry VIII. It was Henry II.
Yeah.
And it was Becket. Why am I thinking of Tommy Moore?
There's too many Thomases.
Yeah, that's right. Aquinas. We used to kill Tommy Moore in basketball at Newman, so that's why it was on my mind. All right, good show to get in on. Let me give you the side question today. I wanted to be Henry VIII. But how does Jake Tapper, he probably sat up all night writing that, can no one rid me of this meddlesome priest? And it's Colbert and Trump.
Yeah.
The line of the day. What else would you compare Stephen Colbert to? And Kirk, screen heavily on that one if they call on that.
Boy.
All right, side question today. Of course, we were teasing this, and the great Ray Didinger yesterday kind of put a cap on it for me. We were going to talk about Memorial Day, certainly, and the essential part of the holiday, remembering those who fought and died, gave the full measure for our way of life, for our Constitution, for America. The great patriotic scene, but we want to change that word a little bit because Memorial Day is about that, but it's Americana. And yesterday Ray talked about Hoosiers and how he and Glenn Macnow are doing these patriotic film scenes vis-a-vis sports. But it was more his genius, and it was, to say we want to do Americana, not just Patton. So that meant the scene in Hoosiers. Or Hoosiers, I'm not sure the clip they're playing, Henry, but Hoosiers was exactly what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So we're looking for something that says America, something that's a scene from a film, and you give us the scene in addition to the film. Hoosiers is what I would have gone with, I think, but two others, Henry, same lot, different time, different era. It captures that, the scene of those kids going through the celebration of July 4th, being chased by the dog, is that, and the kiss of the lifeguard.
Wendy Peppercorn, yeah. Of course, we could forget.
And the other one, and I had a little, you never worked with Lou Gall, did you? That was before his time. Yeah, Lou Gall was our film guy, just unbelievable guy. So he got me, if you can imagine, to be interviewing film directors. That's almost as wild as Metallica with these guys, because my question somehow, and we were talking to the film director of United 93, classic film on 9/11, where they make the decision, hey, they're going to kill us anyhow, and that line, let's roll. Mm-hmm. I'm with these film critics, like area, 40 or 50 of them, and I hear sniffling, and I thought, these guys are so cynical. It was, the film were so moved by that, you could hear them, and it was male and female. We're starting to feel it in that, and I was impressed by that and softer to them after that. So those are my choices. How about yours?
So are we sticking specifically to movies today, or are we going just Americana?
No, go ahead.
All right, that's expanding more. So like,
I always want to broaden,
I'm broadening it out. So like, I don't know. The first thing I thought of when I heard the side question was football, basically. Okay. But having a specific day for each level of football here in America. Obviously, Friday Night Lights, it's for high school football. Saturday's for college football. Sunday's supposed to be for NFL football, but they're looking up, to take the entire weeks now. So Wednesdays, Tuesdays, probably play in the middle of the night at some point in Australia.
They won't be playing on Dom Giordano Day. That's a holiday that will not be designated.
Oh, they'll find a way. Yeah, get some spring league in there or something. Yeah, and then the other one I'm going to take off. It might be Greek, 364 days of the year on this show, but for today, for this question, I got to go with the diner.
Oh,
the diner
here we
is
go.
Americana. You walk into a diner, it feels like you're in 1950s. And on top of that, I think what's most Americana about the diner is when you sit down at the table, there's always a glass bottle of Heinz 57 ketchup. I'm being very specific. I'm saying, you can picture it right now. I know everyone listening can picture it right now. Hey,
keep going.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, what do you get? You're getting fries at a diner. Probably getting a sandwich and fries.
Yes.
You're gonna tap the back of that glass bottle, get the last bit of that ketchup out.
It's been refilled 50 times, watered down too.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. That's Americana right there.
All right, Kirk. What do you have back there at the helm?
So I'm going to go with American movie. That's iconic in a sense from decades. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump.
Yes, Forrest Gump, definitely.
Every scene in Forrest Gump is what he's going with.
Exactly right. Yep.
Is there a particular scene? Who was that other voice?
Identify
Andrew.
yourself. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah.
Wait a minute. The producers' lounge. We got 3 producers. It's a 3-man crew.
Yeah, we got
all
an
hands on
engineer
deck
here,
today.
2 producers here.
4. A promotion/producer guy. And I can't tell which hat he has on. It looks like a producer hat. Yeah,
half of
that's
both,
right.
yeah.
I don't
And
know,
got 2 producers over here. It's too many producers in one spot. It's Stephen Colbert show. 200 producers. What's yours, Kirk?
Forrest Gump. I just think it's a classic.
Yeah, what scene? Is there a particular scene?
I think the football scene where the football scene where he runs,
Yeah.
Forrest, and there's a whole different. But the football scenes.
I think it's the great Sally Field sealing the deal that he can go to a normal school.
That's it.
Yeah, that's America. All right, Andrew, how about yours?
So I got 2. I got a movie. I watched the end of this movie, and it makes me feel the most American. It's not necessarily like what most Americans would associate when it comes to sports, but the movie Miracle, 2004, the 1980 Miracle on Ice. Kurt Russell plays the head coach, Herb Brooks. And at the end of the movie, it's Al Michaels' famous call on the Olympics. He's doing the countdown, and he says, "Do you believe in miracles?" Obviously, ice hockey's not typically associated as an American sport, the Canadian thing and all that stuff, but there's just something about the end of that movie when they beat the Soviets, like I'm bleeding red, white, and blue and the stars and stripes and all that stuff. I think it's one of the most iconic, not just sports moments in American history, but in American history, period. The college kids on the American team beating the Soviet Union. I think it's one of the greatest moments in American history. And then as far as just something a little bit more general, when I think of America, and Henry kind of touched on it with the diner and stuff like that. When I was a kid, my favorite place to eat was McDonald's. Mm-hmm. I had my first Big Mac when I was 5 years old.
Or a pass.
And I think that's kind of says it all right there. McDonald's and the whole.
What's your Heinz ketchup? You put Heinz ketchup on?
I don't think.
Packets?
I don't know if McDonald's uses Heinz ketchup. I actually never really paid attention. But
they're un-American then.
Yeah. Well.
All right.
Back in the day,
Let's open the floodgates. I can feel the backup crew coming in. Hit us then. Americana, particularly, you might have a film, or you might go the way Henry did, coming off that as we head into Memorial Day. But Ray's remark yesterday about Hoosiers just captured that. It's the underdog. It's in the middle of nowhere, rural Indiana. Jack Nicholson was supposed to be the coach. That would have been horrible.
Crazy.
Versus Gene Hackman. I don't know if Dennis Hopper was a great alcoholic in that or not, but he did talk basketball. Here's what we're going to do. The picket fence.
Don't get caught watching the paint dry.
Shooter. Yeah. Shooter. Yeah. All right, we're off to a rousing start. 855-839-1210. Get in. We'll get you on board. We crown a winner today. We have both the copy of Letters to Trump book for Money Melody, and this is a startling prize for Winner of the Week. It's a prize. Andrew, what is this prize? Do you know? Capital T, capital B, and capital A. What do you get?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Now, to answer the question for Andrew, we're going to be doubling up on the Trump book this week.
It needs to be announced.
Yeah. It has been announced. At the time, I wanted to get this, get down here, make sure we have everything in order. Just didn't have the prize yet. Now we got it. Another copy of Letters to Trump.
So if you're the winner of the week, I'll be sending you a card. It says CPA on it. All right. 855-839-1210. Jump on board. Be the first one in. And kudos to Joe Concha again. Wonderful stuff. The numbers of Stephen Colbert. 855-839-1210.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Here's the big announcement. Coming up next Thursday, May 28th at the New Jersey FOP Lodge 56 in West Berlin. We will be live from 6 to 11, and we will have a special guest. Sean Farish is coming on up, and it's going to be a good old time.
Yes.
Yes.
Sean will join us live and in person next Thursday at FOP Lodge 56. Go get tickets right now. 1210WPHT.com. They're free. Again,
they're free.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You know what I don't like? Paying for something twice. I can't stand that. Hey, it's Rich Zioli. That's why when it comes to your roof, siding, doors, and windows, there's only one call you should make, and that's to my guys at Emmons Roofing and Siding. Emmons is a platinum Owens Corning contractor, which means that Owens Corning backs not just the shingles, but the workmanship as well for life. That's right, for life. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, residential or commercial, done right the first time, every time. Go to emmonsroofing.com.
I've been working with the team at Lexus at Cherry Hill for over 10 years now, and they just helped me get into my beautiful new white RX 350. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. The ride is smooth and quiet, and the entire experience at Lexus at Cherry Hill is always first class. From sales to finance, they treat you like family, and they make the whole process easy. They are family-owned and operated, veteran-owned, and you can truly feel the difference. If you're thinking about a new car, visit Lexus of Cherry Hill in Mount Laurel or lexusofcherryhill.com.
Summer is almost here, and it's the perfect time to start stocking up on easy treats from Tasty Cake. The baked peach pie is a sweet fruit-filled snack that feels like warm weather is on the way. And the lemon cupcakes are perfect for backyard hangs, weekend outings, and all those busy on-the-go summer days that are right around the corner. Simple fun and ready for the season ahead. Tasty Cake, accept no substitutes.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, NPN number 2083768.
Free speech lives here on Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210. 1210 WPHT.
All right, 855-839-1210. You'll get in with Dom here at the Farley Plaza. Thanks to Pete Cherokee, Chicky and Pete's 100 Days of Summer. And don't forget, you're headed to the shore 4 to 5 today. And I don't know how many years we've done this together. It goes 10 or 15 years, it seems like. They pay the tolls. And given what the tolls have gone up to, that's saying something. From 4 until 5 on the AC Expressway, on the way to the shore, and I'm going to get to the bottom. I had to come all the way here to get to the bottom of those weirdo bridges, little foot bridges that go across the AC Expressway now in the middle of the Pine Barrens, and apparently they're to, if you didn't pay your toll or it didn't trigger somewhere, it's to re-trigger it. Had to be an easier way, I'm thinking. It had to be a device. So I don't know if the roads guy usually we have on with us every year from here. But, boy, there are the crab fries. There's all kinds of games for the kids. And we'll talk a little bit later on. I think it's Pete's son. I think Pete's between stuff here. He'll be with us in a little bit, Henry. So Mike Baldini's the guy. If you see a guy talking beyond excessively with his hands, Baldini, that's the guy. Yeah, you'll know which one it is. Yeah, not that I talk with my hands ever. Okay, get in right now, though, 855-839-1210. Americana, particularly in a film as we head into Memorial Day together. You heard those numbers on Stephen Colbert. That's remarkable to see this play out. And the tell is, when did they ever joke about President Obama or even Biden so much? And look, there's great humor. I would probably concede, yeah, there's not as much humor in Obama. But Biden? Oh, my God, come on. George Bush? Yeah, I see the humor there. Trump, I see the humor. Trump is fodder. Trump's Frank Rizzo on an international level. Tremendous fodder every second. You know these news people deep down. They love it. Who else is giving you a gaggle and talking about bombing Iran, but I put it off for 15 minutes, and then my son's wedding, I don't know if I can go because you'll say I should be bombing Iran. All right, let's go to Bill in Bucks, a guy who's given up, I hear, the presidency of the Brian Fitzpatrick fan club. Bill's with us on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Bill, good afternoon.
I think that maybe Brian might redeem himself if you and him go on Bill Maher's show out there in Los Angeles.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
You smoking, Dom?
No, well, you know.
I have a connection out there, too, by the way.
Oh, good. Well, let's make it happen. No, I think he's more of a punch bowl guy. He loves those punch bowl people, yeah.
Yeah, he's a CNN guy, or MS Now, or whatever they call that thing over there. Yeah. I don't know what it is. But, yeah. Well, hey, you know, it would be an interesting debate with you and him, I believe, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm doing it in Bucks County. He can pack the hall. He can have as many, people in there as he wants. That'd be fun.
Yeah, he might actually go to the Fuge. I mean, you know.
I love the Fuge. I've done an event there, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Bill, what's your Americana? Who's your guy? Well, what does the Americana?
My guy is a true illustrator of Americana, Norman Rockwell.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, hit me with what is the Norman Rockwell, out of 250 or 300 we know of? What's the one for you?
I think it's the one with the cop sitting in the delicatessen, the big fat cop sipping on a milkshake.
I thought it was the people praying at a railroad stop or a truck, some kind of stuff, the family. They're saying grace.
Right.
Back in the day that did that. Yeah, that always
Saturday Evening
me.
Post. Yes.
You know, we did a show. I once asked that on a national show, and it was amazing, the outpouring of that. How many of these people know? Yeah, you're spoiling the fun. That's going to be a hard one to beat here.
Yep. He is Americana.
Yeah, thank you, Bill, very much here on Talk Radio 1210. Guys, you may have to hang. I don't know why I can't see my cursor here. All right, thank you, Bill. Yeah.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks very much. All right, 855-839-1210. You get on board. AT&T and Verizon Wireless. You just push pound 1210. Annual tradition, weather permitting. I'm not sure if he's on the boardwalk or the beaches of Ocean City. Robin Schaefer will be with us momentarily. Protect Our Coast, New Jersey. I can remember the first time we met him at the shore, the summer of whales, the summer of dolphins. And every other day or every other week, we had one die on the beaches, and we were told, the windmills, they have nothing to do with it. These Danes, they know what they're doing. We'll get an update from him the last few Memorial Days. He's asked people, how are they feeling about things, but at least I'll get his temperature. A lot is happening with Ocean City, and the wind issue, the windmills, that's still ongoing. 855-839-1210. That's how you get in on Talk Radio 1210.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTRCM.
Pastor Brad Lacey here, First Baptist Church, Conshohocken. Join us Saturdays for the great message and be blessed. 5 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Living here is about more than just the headlines. It's the new restaurant opening in Fishtown. It's the playoff energy at the bank. It's the festivals that make your neighborhood feel like home.
KYW News Radio brings you the pulse of the Delaware Valley. From service journalism that solves problems to stories that celebrate our culture, we cover the life you're actually living.
Authentic, local, factual. KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news source.
Do you think that banking is boring? At PNC, we know that meeting the banking needs of the community is anything but boring. That's why PNC Bank geared up this year and introduced the mobile branch across the region to bring banking services to underserved neighborhoods. And long before that, PNC Community Development Banking was leading the way in investing in the economic health of our neighborhoods. To see the brilliant results that boring banking can deliver for you, stop into any PNC branch right here in the greater Philadelphia community. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank National Association, member FDIC.
Pet parents, there are many sources to buy your pet food these days, but at Dogs and Cats Rule, we take special care in selecting our brands based on quality of ingredients, company transparency, and science-based nutrition. Coming into a Dogs and Cats Rule store with a dietary issue, we can help select the proper food. The best part of the visit is the shopping experience. That's Dogs and Cats Rule with 7 locations. For information online, visit dogsandcatsrule.pet. Dogs and Cats Rule. Shop small, shop local, shop family.
Weather is sponsored by Ashley Furniture.
Find unbeatable savings during Ashley's Memorial Sale. Save up to 20% on all Ashley furniture or enjoy 60 months no-interest financing with no minimum purchase. These Memorial Day deals won't last, so now's the time to upgrade. Shop today at Ashley.
Now back to the Piazza Auto Group Studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano Show, youtube.com/1210. Our buddy Robin Schaefer, not only on the line with us, but on Zoom. Could he be on the beach on Zoom? That's an interesting connection. Hey, Robin, welcome back for this annual tradition. Thanks for joining us.
It's great to be with you again, Dom, here from the famous music pier in Ocean City, New Jersey. I'm here with Betsy, the choral director, and the students from the Cumberland Regional High School chorus. I'm going to let them start the show off. 1, 2, 3. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah. All right, so how did you corral all these students today? Each year it's a bigger production. Yeah.
Well, today was the official opening of the beach, and these students did an amazing job of serenading the people that came out to the beach today in this annual tradition of the unlocking of the beach. And we had a pretty good turnout, considering it's about, 40 degrees out here? I mean, it's a very cold day.
Yes,
goes along with the winter that we just had. I was asking Betsy what the best food and drink is for the vocal cords, and I asked whether Johnson's popcorn or the curly fries were good for it, but I'll let Betsy explain.
A cup of
ahead,
tea
Betsy.
is always the best thing for your voice, and you can always put a little bit of honey in there as well.
Well, Betsy, though, but I thought you would give away the big secret. Watered down pineapple juice. That's what cuts it. I've given that to national figures. Make sure the entire chorus compliments me if I ever see them. Pineapple juice.
Dom said watered down pineapple juice is his advice.
That's good advice, too.
Thank you, Betsy.
Absolutely.
So, Robin, usually you find a lot of people when we talk about the state of America, which means the state of Trump at this point, economy, affordability, etc. And you usually give us the inflation watch along the boardwalk. Do you notice anything this year? The first thing we always ask about is pizza. Ballpark figure, what's a slice of pizza at the average Ocean City this year? Do you have a sense?
Oh my goodness! I had to take out a second mortgage just to think about getting a slice of pizza this year. I'm here with Kelly from Ocean City. I'm going to ask her. Do you know what a slice of pizza costs on the boardwalk this year?
Oh, you have a daughter that works at Manco. What does it cost?
Oh wait, I'm here with Bill from Ocean City. He's going to answer that.
It's 3 easy payments of $25 a month.
Bill is the owner of OC Bikes here in Ocean City, and he could tell you a lot about the state of the economy here.
Yeah, not that I Bill and right. Yeah, Bill. Not that I am, because I feel for these pizza shop owners. Because of inflation, etc. They get accused. It's the first thing we look at, the price of pizza. They're not gouging anybody. They have to keep up with Jersey, where we are now, regulations, more and more of that, and then inflation of everything. So, Bill, what's the biggest change year over year? Is there a product or something that really makes it hard for the small business people on the boardwalk?
What's the biggest change in the prices for people on the boardwalk who are business owners to deal with?
I think it's overall you're seeing a rising economy. To benchmark it from one year to the next, it's really hard to say. I mean, I think people, for the most part, come down here prepared and know that it's the closer you get to the ocean, things are going to get more expensive. But overall, we're just excited to be here. And, even though it's kind of not the greatest day in the world, it held out nicely enough to get in the unlocking of the beach. That was very politician type of answer, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bill.
It's a beautiful event.
Yeah. Robin, I wanted to turn to you on a couple fronts. We see you over at Mulligan's, Robin. It's June 19th this year, and it's star-studded, but you're one of the linchpins of it. The first time had to be, 4 or 5 years ago, we talked with you about the wind and the windmills, and it's quiet on that front, but that's because Trump is president and Van Drew has his ear and has power. But once you don't have Trump there, if heaven forbid it's Newsom or somebody like that, we are back onto some problems. So how's it going on that front?
We're continuing the fight. We're going to be relentless. We have great supporters all up and down the East Coast, and they are waiting and ready to pounce if we have to. I mean, right now, things like you said are pretty quiet. We still are fighting a couple of projects that are ongoing, under construction, but the threat has diminished greatly from where it was just a couple of years ago, and you and your listeners are a big part of that, so I want to thank you for that.
Well, Robin, it was one of the moving stories we've had in 10 years, easily. You had something else?
Yeah. I have a couple of young listeners here. I wanted to just see if you had any questions for some young Ocean City residents here about the beach or the windmills or anything like that. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Ollie Hudak, and I am 11, and I'm just finishing 5th grade. I'm host. You can see her.
All right, you're just finishing 5th grade. Can you recite the 26th Amendment?
Did you recite the 26th Amendment?
Oh, no, I forget that one.
I couldn't do it either.
I don't think we can get you to. I don't think we can get you to 1st grade. It's 6th grade. I don't know, Henry. What do you say here?
I say pass. I can't do it.
Wait a minute. How about the First Amendment?
How about the First Amendment? You know what that is?
No, I don't really read anything about that. You do. Yeah.
I do have one more guest if you have time. Our newly elected council member, Jim Kelly, and he went into the water today and braved the 48-degree water temperature.
Let's make that guy mayor. That's good.
Absolutely. I told him he'd make a great mayor. He's my neighbor and a friend. So I just wanted to see if you had any questions to ask him.
Sure. So, Jim, how was the water? How long were you in there for?
How long were you in the water for?
And how was the water? All right, so the water was good, pretty chilly as you can imagine. I went in, took a dive under, swam underneath a little bit, and brought one wave in. So we hung in there a pretty good time.
All right. Well,
And
thank you, Jim.
Jim's quite a surfer, too. So.
Excellent. Well, Robin, thank you so much. To be continued. And again, June 19th at Mulligan's will be, and of course, July 4th, if you're up for it, we'll be doing something also.
Well, sounds great. I might be in Washington, D.C. I heard the fireworks there are going to be amazing for America's 250th. But
let me just use that as a jumping off point too. What is it like the Washington going to Washington for that? Because in Philadelphia, it's not going to be amazing. We got Jill Scott and Christina Aguilera thrown up there. It could be any day of the year. It has nothing to do with anything. Will Smith, I don't know. I guess we're over the slapping now. I am, but I thought that was kind of a curious choice.
Yeah, it's strange. In Washington, the Trump administration is promising the largest and greatest fireworks show in the history, probably of the world. It's going to be at least twice as long and twice as big. That it's going to be like a fireworks show like no one's ever seen before. And they're painting the bottom of the reflecting pool, so the pool is actually going to look clean and be clean. And what's amazing is all the events that are going to happen, the UFC fight, the Indy car race around the Capitol. They're doing it up right in Washington. I don't know what's wrong with Philly. I mean, Philly's got to step it up. I mean, especially after getting our butts kicked by the Knicks a couple weeks ago. We got to.
Well, Robin, again, thank you for bringing all those folks on. Thank them, too, for coming on today. And, again, your connection with us and friendship with listeners is just spectacular. Out of something bad, something really good has come. So, Robin, thank you. And we'll be in touch. Even if you're in Washington, we'd love to talk with you. Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, it's not a gratuitous shot. Philadelphia, thought about it more. Christina Aguilera, nothing wrong with her. And Jill Scott. And then Will Smith's involved, and then a cast of others. But there's nothing. It's like the Colbert Show. One country act. Nope. The audience wouldn't like it. Where's diversity then? They have to sit through, we'll give them 3.5 minutes. That's it. No, we can't have that. That's not Philadelphia. We have to do the same nonsense, and we're not going to tap into your traditional America. Not even a little bit. Look, I'm saying just a little bit. And what's Washington doing? You heard what Robin said, what they're doing. We don't own July 4th in Philadelphia. Well, most of them don't believe in it or hate the Founding Fathers or a combination of that. All right, more calls coming up, and it's the Friday Five. Henry and I will give you our top 5 resort/shore points. Henry's got one out of the box, I think. I got a conflict with my 1 and 2 here. I know where my bread's buttered, so I go back to number 1, shore point. It's a close tie here. 855-839-1210. You get in. And something Americana. Ray Dininger really struck a chord with me with Hoosiers yesterday, talking about that. If it's a film, the scene in that film doesn't have to be blatantly patriotic or military. Could be that if you want. Hit us with that. Get your name into the hat. We'll pick a winner. It is the Trump coffee table book and the TBA book to be announced. 855-839-1210. Okay, let's first, though, remind you about our friends over at N3 Oceanic. If we constantly hear about affordability and savings, and for years, I've told you around Memorial Day, if you're sick of prices constantly rising, especially in some of your basic health essentials, you're not alone. And Rescue is doing something about it this Memorial Month. Rescue Natural Supplements is featuring huge rollback prices on all their products, from cholesterol, metabolic support, to their best-selling high-intensity omega-3s. What's more, you can actually stack your savings. When you buy 2 or more, you'll get bonus bottles for free. Go to res-q.com to shop these deals, stock up on your favorites, or try something new that fits your health goals. Rescue products are meticulously crafted, rigorously tested, and rooted in the belief that wellness should be personal, effective, and grounded in science. So what are you waiting for? Stack those savings, major rollback prices on top of Memorial Month deals site-wide. Shop today at res-q.com or call a product consultant at 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Now's the best time to put your health first and start feeling better. Just go to res-q.com.
Experience class.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hi, this is Larry Steinhaus, and I want to let you know that I buy houses. I buy houses from people that may be a tired landlord, maybe somebody who's having trouble selling their house, or maybe someone who needs to sell their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I promise to answer the phone and help you with your situation. That's right, your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left you, or it may just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855-939-1137.
Today's gold price is brought to you by Edelman's Coins, Philadelphia's local bullion dealer, celebrating its 100th year anniversary, a fourth-generation company. Visit edelmanscoins.com to learn more. Today's gold market price is $4,517.35.
Hey, Dawn here. With gas prices on top of everyone's minds right now, what about a hybrid? There are a lot of gas-saving options available from my friends at the Piazza Auto Group. The Honda hybrid lineup includes the Accord, the Civic, or the CR-V SUV. Take advantage right now of 2.99% financing, 36 months, or 3.99% for 60 months on the CR-V. Experience award-winning hybrid performance today. Piazza Honda in Philadelphia, Springfield, Langhorne, Pottstown, or Reading. PIAZZA, PiazzaHonda.com. Tell Dawn St.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, Dom Giordano show from the Farley Plaza. Linda Kern's going to be with us at 1 o'clock. And look, when Linda Kearns hits the bat line, not
1:30.
1:30, okay. When she sends us this directive, she's just sent this manifesto to Al Schmidt, who's the Secretary of State, a position you never hear about until we get into this era of voter non-integrity. Linda's on it, even though it's a semi-holiday. She's the one that was at her desk when we had those Kamala Harris AI generated things up on the SEPTA bus stops. Remember all that? In an Eagles uniform or a quasi uniform. At her desk, immediately into action. I don't think we've ever heard. We did hear who did it, I think. Yeah, it was an artiste. Did he ever go to jail? And I know that's the first thing you want to know, and I want to know. All right, what was the penalty? I wanted to tell you. I'm not going to play the cut. But the Somali mastermind, if you would, of bilking, I think it was over $40 million that they know of. They wanted 40 years in jail, I believe, got in the neighborhood of 35. So when you hear that nobody ever goes to jail, I understand that. I understand people get upset. We're going to try to document when they do go to jail. And that did happen. All right? More on that when we get back on Tuesday. But there's a lot of balls in the air with the Trump administration. Dr. Fauci, they dropped the ball. He should have been indicted. I don't care what they would come on and tell us. I'm not sure why he wasn't indicted. But it is time, before we take more calls, for the Friday 5. And even though it's a bit wintry suddenly, I told Ro I won't need a jacket here. All right.
Famous last words.
Yeah, at the plaza here, the Friday 5 continues our 5 all-time, or at least recent vintage, in order. And Henry and I would see how many connect. And surprisingly, this 5 or 6 weeks we've done this, a lot of these do connect. Henry, my 5th is Brigantine. We have a restaurant there that we like, Andre's. And it is within an hour and 15 minutes. Not that I'm doing the Nolan Smith route to get there, but it is pretty close to an hour and 15 minutes to get there. Yeah. I'm still thinking about that going down the highway. So my 5th would be Brigantine. What's yours?
Number 5 for me. I'm going to take off. It's because they're on the same island. They're basically the same town in my eyes. It's got to be Avalon Stone Harbor.
Okay.
I mean, I like Avalon Stone Harbor. There's some good bars to go to. My parents met at the Princeton there.
Oh, did he tell that story? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, did your dad buy her a drink?
Yes. I think he bought her a few. I think he was pretty persistent. Like, please go out with me. Please, I beg you. So, yeah, no, it's got a special place in my heart. I like to visit. I got friends who have houses there, so I like to visit that town. It's a good spot. Yeah, if you want to stand in the line for some Avalon Freeze for an hour, it's the place to be. So, yeah, that's my number 5.
My 4th is Cape May. For years we rented and stayed in Cape May. Ro had a friend, and downtown there's a lot of good stuff. We liked it a lot. It's just not. I like the water, etc., and it was lackluster when it came to that. But Cape May is a good spot, a little bit pricey.
Oh, yeah. Totally. No, little bits, yeah. Well, I mean, that just goes for anywhere down the shore now, I feel like. It's a little bit pricey. But my number 4, I'm actually going to take us south here. I'm going to go to Florida here. We're going to go to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
It's a shore town I've frequented twice now. I've had a lot of good times down there, gallivanting around the city, getting thrown out of their famous bar, Elbow Room.
That's back in the where the boys are.
Yeah.
Connie Francis.
Yep.
And
they're hanging out the window and everything. Yeah, I've been thrown out of that bar. I have great memories other than that, but yeah, it's a great shore town for just going out and hanging out and having a drink.
America's most popular family resort, and I admire them. When they had problems with the seagulls, they put an owl up there with a crazed professor to kill the seagulls. Ocean City.
Yeah. Funny enough, that's my number 3 as well.
All right.
Family-friendly town. I wish Funland Pier was still around. Just so I could walk in, maybe play a few arcade games. I don't know, maybe do the the double shot into the sky. But no, not anymore. But hey, you can always go to the boardwalk, get some fries, hang out, do some stuff. So. Yeah, Ocean City is my number 3.
All right, my second place is where we summer, the Giordanos. That, of course, being North Wildwood, Mayor Rosanella. Yes.
Wow, not number 1?
Yeah, I got to.
Wow. That's kind of surprising.
I might be having I'm in the tank on this one a little bit here. You got to watch it.
Tank? Well, number 2 for me here, it's a city I'd never actually been to until I started working here.
Okay.
And that would be Cape May. I didn't realize how nice Cape May is. I always, saw the Exit Zero, bumper stickers in everyone's car and things like that. Never actually been until I went on a remote a broadcast with Rich Zioli, and man, what a beautiful time. I mean, you talk about Americana with like
the Victorian houses,
the whole thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's the John Cougar Mellencamp song. It's Little Pink Houses.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's everywhere. It's
a lot of references.
Picturesque
today.
here.
And number one, drum roll if you please, not necessary, is Wildwood, and the reason is we grew up Wildwood and all, and of course. It's a summer White House, Mulligan's.
Yeah, of course.
Now, Mulligan's were in North Wildwood. Wherever Mulligan's is, I got to say, that's where
that's a good place to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's your number one?
Yeah, number one, I'm going to have to differ with you here. It's the place I went growing up, all throughout. And Promenade is a special place in my heart. Ocean Drive is a special place in my heart. The artist formerly known as La Costa is a special place in my heart. Of course, talking about Sea Isle City. I don't think it gets better than that. I think it blends the best of both worlds with the kind of party atmosphere, but it's also got restaurants kind of more upscale.
I would say it's got the most number of good restaurants per capita of any that I know of these short.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's just that place feels like a second home to me. So that's got to be my number one.
All right. So we got Dom Giordano Day in Wildwood. I'm looking for another spot that might want to do part Roman numeral 2.
Yeah.
By the way, and my guess, Henry, this is Roman numeral XV for Mulligan's visit this year.
So that's 15?
15.
Yeah.
I think it's 15.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. That's how many times we've been there. All right, big 1 o'clock hour. Linda Kern's here with us, even though it's she doesn't rest. She's got this directive, this letter that we'll break down with her to Al Schmidt of a pressing matter that happens around voter integrity, to put it mildly. We have our buddy, the pride of Father Judge, who captured Baghdad Airport way back when in Iraq, Colonel Scott Rutter, personal friend, too, of Colonel Allen West. And we have Victoria Coates, because national security is still an issue. We're thrilled that every Friday she comes on, even a semi-holiday Friday. Dom's Money Melody. And we'll have the winner of the week, Americana, particularly if it's a scene. And by the way, I see someone here, Gary. I'll prove you your answer. American Sniper, because at this one roast, there was an American Sniper joke, I believe, just beyond tasteless. It was something about a throat. So I'm very sensitive. We had the widow Kyle for one of our 7 fishes, and it was unbelievable. Talking with her, given the husband, and I'm seeing the military saying, oh, maybe we won't need snipers anymore because of robotics. See, this is where we're going with AI. Who do I want there if they have to take the shot to protect us? AI or Kyle?
Give me Kyle.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, AI, well, I didn't calculate this. I didn't know this would happen. I would take AI over Ben Simmons, but that's about it. Unless it's fishing.
AI, I know, would put the ball in the hoop. Yeah. AI would take that layup. Not giving it to
Yeah, exactly. Who do you want shooting the foul shot?
Could AI win a fishing championship like Ben Simmons?
No, that's
I don't
true.
know.
He's won one, yes. I know WIP next door had Who Do You Hate More Today? And they had James Harden, the Knicks fans, the Cowboys, and Ben Simmons.
I'd pick the Cowboys.
Still the Cowboys. It's old. They don't care about us.
We care about that.
Oh, okay, all right.
We love beating them in the dirt.
I would say those Knicks fans, I hate them even more than the Cowboys, Because the Cowboys get mocked at Mid-America and all that. The Knicks fans think they're cosmopolitan. They're not. They're just insufferable. Larry Krasner would be a Knicks fan. Deep
probably
down.
Is.
Yeah, it probably is. When he wears a Phillies hat, really, come on.
We're winning so far outside of Philadelphia. Probably.
Yeah. All right.
New York.
Way over time. Oh, we have Lieutenant Colonel Scott Rutter next coming up here. Sorry, Scott. We're coming to you next here on Talk Radio 1210.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and the world's #1 expandable hose has gone ballistic. The brand new Pocket Hose Ballistic is here, and it's the hose I reach for every time. This brand new anti-burst sleeve uses an extraordinary new liquid crystal polymer used in bulletproof vests, tough enough to handle anything your outdoor tasks throw its way. And that's not all. The Pocket Hose Ballistic comes with even more upgrades like thicker washers that resist leaks and an enhanced UV coating so your hose looks brand new year after year. What could be better than that? How about not one, but 2 free gifts with your purchase? For a limited time, when you purchase a new Pocket Hose Ballistic, you'll get a free 360-degree rotating pocket pivot and a free thumb drive nozzle. Just text SUMMER to 64,000. That's SUMMER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. That's SUMMER to 64,000.
The Memorial Day sales event is going on now at Tri-County Toyota. Take advantage of special savings across our lineup, like a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% APR financing. And ask about our veteran specials. It's our way of saying thank you to those who served. Visit us at 15 D&L Drive in Royersford or online at tricountytoyota.com. With approved credit. Final price includes $4.90 doc fee. Expires June 1st, 2026.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000.
Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief took care of Eric's problem.
And now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
If you're in the Philadelphia area and caring for a loved one with Medicaid, get paid starting today. Freedom Care has already helped over 162,000 families get the care they deserve, with 97% satisfaction and more than 8,000 5-star reviews. If you have Medicaid, you need to hear this. You may qualify to choose a caregiver you already trust, a family member or friend, and they can start getting paid. No agencies, no strangers, just someone you know, helping with meals, medication, bathing, mobility, and more. This service isn't for later, it's for right now. It's 100% free to you through Medicaid, and caregivers get paid right away after their shift. Find out if you qualify today. Call 267-535-2174. That's 267-535-2174. Don't wait. Call 267-535-2174 now. Again, that's 267-535-2174. Freedom Care. Get paid to care starting now.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Hey, welcome in. Dom time here at the Farley Plaza. By the way, did we ever see anything more? Anybody get fired at the White House? Because I still see on my screen, whoever put the pregnant guy with the entire belly button hanging out at the White House at the camera shot for 15 minutes. Has that guy been identified? Is he still done with Twitter? I mean, I'd bring him on. No, I'd bring him on immediately to say, you know, there were people telling you anything. What happened at the White House? All right. He'll be joining us at Mulligan's on June 19th. He's got a new book out, and he is the pride of Father Judge, Northeast Philadelphia. Led the charge that captured Baghdad Airport, then went on to become a Fox News correspondent whose top honor for him was to call me from one of Saddam Hussein's captured bathrooms in a palace. It was a bathroom call, all-time bathroom call. First met him at Sterling Optical. He was just back from Iraq, way back when we were doing a remote, and everybody was sucking in their gut and standing at attention. Oh, He's the guy that was our liaison that took us to Guantanamo when we broadcast there. His point of honor was he got to hold two cords together, stretching them out to keep us on the air. As we were interviewing the top interrogator of the people who wanted to kill us, and we were looking at it, they were ready to do it any moment at Guantanamo Bay. Lieutenant Colonel Scott Rutter is with us here on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Scott, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the book.
Wow, time flies, Dom. It seems like yesterday we were at Guantanamo Bay or Sterling Optical at the time, meeting you and the rest of the crew there. Yeah, it's been a journey, 20 plus years, of you continuing to support veterans and my quest and other individuals' quest in order to make sure that we get the word out about the sacrifices of not just the soldiers but also their families.
Scott, I think I've asked this of your friend too, Colonel West. When you were leading that too, and particularly sandstorms, things of that nature, the equipment, keeping that in mind, but you did have losses, and you're at the level where you probably knew these people, the people that gave the full measure of sacrifice. Talk about a little bit, I guess, when you have a moment to reflect, even when you're there in Iraq. What's that like when you lose someone that had been someone you trained, someone you were in command of?
I've had 10 great soldiers, Dom, that didn't come home from Iraq, and I've had many more that have had challenges, since returning and so forth. But in combat, we knew that was going to happen. We were as prepared as we could in order to take care of the mechanisms, but not necessarily the mental aspect of it. Me as the commander, 900 soldiers, I had to keep that straight face. But at times, there were times, when I reflected and looked back and always doubt myself. Did I do the right thing? Were there things that we could have done better? Or there things that we could have done a different way, and so forth. So it was very personal. We took those times of loss and attempted to learn from them in order to get better, to focus ourselves to get the job done. It was 21 days, and that's what the book highlights, the 21 days going to Baghdad from the time that we began in March, going into Baghdad on April 3rd, and the events and the catastrophes and the many challenges that we had, but most importantly was the ferociousness of these damn fine soldiers. And that's the name of the book. And that's the focus.
Absolutely.
It's not about me. It's about the honor to command these great soldiers, to work with them, to work with their families, to prepare, and to basically get the job done. And what we did, we annihilated the Republican Guard at Baghdad Airport. And you heard me say that word before.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scott, even with this, which is textbook, it appeared to be at home. My God, nothing's happening here. It's an antiseptic war. Not so. You lost 10. Plus, I guess we didn't know at that point. I don't know if you were in the area of the oil fires, and we know the damage that did years later maybe to people. And just the situation of dealing in the desert with sandstorms and all kinds of flies and bugs and stuff that it just an overwhelming. You talk about that in the book, that even though this seemed to be the, quote, easy war, there is no such thing, and this is something that people should know about.
Yeah, Dom, I sort of, concentrate on the intricacies of soldiers and the events that happened, from the various medics that we had. How did casualty evacuation work? How did we take care of them? The life-saving attempts and the efforts of surgeons push forward. We had over 50 seriously wounded. It wasn't the big hand wave of the shock and awe, and obviously we look at that from an operational perspective. Right. But what this gets into is the tactical aspects of the war, the people, the hearing the soldiers. My gunner, Jason Trombley, being right beside me, taking care of me. Sir, you need to get some sleep. You need to work. You need to work at that. And the same thing of young leaders, young soldiers, lieutenants, captains, iron majors, all getting the job done for our country in order to do the right thing, sir.
Scott, when you mention that too, 50, in previous wars, the big downside, they wouldn't have survived. But we see constant ads even this day on TV, and I think most of them are Iraq-related, maybe the aftermath after capturing it and the terrorist attacks. But you have people that wouldn't have made it, but because of medical advances and the things they've done, it is miraculous. But then they have a lifetime of dealing with challenges, and that's where the ads on TV come in of some of the help that people have given. And you post that career with the Valor Network Incorporated and the various things that you've done, particularly for the surviving children, one way or another, have taken that up. So it's a great benefit, but also these are horrific injuries that people survive and go on.
Yes, sir. And let me hit the first part of what you said about the technology and pushing physicians forward. We pushed up 5 surgeons to be with our forward aid station, and we trained each one of our squads and about 70% of our soldiers as combat lifesavers to work that golden hour in order to stop the bleeding, to clear the airway, to make sure that by the time we get them back, that they're able to actually be saved. By pushing those surgeons well forward, because we recognize it's a long way back to the field hospital in order to get back there. During this part of the invasion, we didn't have air parity. So, medevacs and aircraft were few and far between. But having surgeons being able to put chest tubes in immediately into an individual in order to save them from the fluids going in their lungs was life-saving. And a lot of them are still here because of that. All the soldiers that got back to our forward aid station survived because of those surgeons and those dedicated combat lifesavers and our medics up front and so forth of actually doing that. But the second part of your question of the scars of war and the actual horrific horrors, I mean, this was not going on combat patrol. This was like The Longest Day or Saving Private Ryan. We were on the offense. This is the activity, so we didn't have to do this later on when we were doing the occupation, and we don't really hear a lot about it. It's like wiped over. We're talking about back, 10, 15 years patrolling and so forth. But the initial combat invasion, what the book captures, is focusing on those sacrifices. And this weekend is very special for my soldiers and their families. We lost 10 great Americans, but we've also had many wounded, and some, as I said, that have moved on and that have dealt with things otherwise. But you're right. We need to make sure that those second and third order effects are identified in their work. That took the Vietnam veterans in order to get Agent Orange, recognized for their Purple Hearts and so forth. But us that have fought bravely in a different type of warfare, the mental aspect of it and the environmental aspect, there's a lot more to go. And I ask the politicians to really take a look at that as we look at that.
Well, one of the things we're taking a look at, Scott, I don't think is in the book, but you are being post that career on things like this. The amount of suicides, the amount of mental anguish. And I know with RFK Jr., they are trying various psychedelics that seem to have given relief and help second to none. So there's a breakthrough there because it's still a bit controversial. But there does seem to be in this administration pretty much an all-out effort. I think Congress could do more. And when you tell the American people this, all the money we spend on the Veterans Administration, I've never gone item by item. It is enormous. It's enough money, but it seems to be bureaucratic versus some of these things that the American people want done to help people cope post what they've gone through mentally.
Absolutely. And getting back to what you said about the psychedelics and the medical aspects of it, of new technology, it's nothing new for our country. In World War I, epidurals, guess what? That was for to take care of soldiers' pain during World War I in order to help them deal with the actual pain. And look what that turned into later on. So innovativeness happens when we focus on veterans and the injuries that we have to take a look at. it sort of goes across the entire gambit of helping people and helping individuals. As you said, I am part of the board of directors and the treasurer for the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAPS. And right now, today, we have about 2,000 family members in Washington, D.C., where we bring in the individuals that have lost someone in service to our country. And we have various, peer mentorship. Almost look at TAPS as almost a lead systems integrator to help those families deal with the loss, how to get housing. And we've changed a lot of laws over the years. When my guys, when they got killed, you got the knock on the door, and guess what? The next one was, where do you want us to move your family to? And, oh, by the way, the school that your daughter's going to, she can't graduate there. So there are innovativeness in laws and so forth. And I ask the politician and leaders out there, you got to put a little bit of the doa in the hua. It's not just, recognizing veterans at parade. At parades, we need to make sure that there are benefits. There are property tax incentives. Those neighborhoods in New Jersey and Philadelphia, outside of Philadelphia. When's the next veterans moving into those towns? Not going to happen. And they were made by World War II veterans. How do we get them integrated? Why are we denying the great people of Haddonfield, New Jersey, to have veterans moving right next door next to them?
Absolutely. Scott, again, people can get the book now, Damn Fine Soldiers, Scott Rutter. And I bring the book with you June 19th, certainly at Johnny Z's. We'll be able to, you can autograph it or bring the book if you have it now. Scott there with us this year. I think you enjoy what Mulligan's is all about in the remote there, Scott, when you get there in Wildwood. Where did the Rutters, when you were growing up, where did the Rutters summer?
We were Wildwood, but my father many years ago used to go to Seaside Park, until they built the Garden State Parkway, and then all the New Yorkers came down and everybody went to Wildwood. We know the deal.
Well, you know what? Seaside is in the news now because the mayor there is I had him on last year. They've had such trouble with the mainly New Yorkers. The FBI's even there today. That's how bad this is. That's how bad they're calling out. The best remedy to it, though, now you as a soldier in this, the best remedy I know in Philadelphia is the cops on horses. You have that usually clears, but you don't want to get your feet stepped on by a horse.
Yeah.
Among other things.
I mean, and that in parades. We're from Philly. Guess what? Stables at Fairmount Park. They bring them out when they need it and so forth. But the good mayor in Seaside Heights, great friend. He's rocking and rolling in order to make sure that things are working fine there. The same thing as the leaders in Wildwood and other places. So hopefully we get behind this, and let's not have what happened in Long Branch over the weekend or earlier this week, sir.
Exactly. Well, Scott, congratulations on this. We'll do a full interview there with you. You'll enjoy some of the characters that are part of this whole operation. And producers will be standing at attention. We'll all be sucking in our gut when Colonel Rutter makes an appearance.
We'll be knocking
little known fact.
Maybe we'll get Al West to call in, sir. That'd be nice.
Wait a minute. You call him Al West?
Yeah.
Al. Oh, man, I've never done that. It's always Colonel West, sir. Yes.
We go back to Desert Storm, and you've seen.
I know that, but Al West.
We didn't see each other for 15 years. So anyway, he's a great.
Yeah, just say Al, Colonel Rutter. Say
www.damnfinesoldiers.com. Got my social media posts up there, articles on various aspects of the book. So take a look at it, Dom.
All right, Colonel. Thank you. Have a good Memorial Day, Scott. We'll catch up with you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dom. Meaningful Memorial Day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Colonel Scott Rutter here on Talk Radio 1210. And Al West.
Yeah, that's a new one.
I was going to make the point, I know Kirk, too. Kirk, you may want to jump. Kirk, you've been such a fan and such an aide with Alante Macaulay, the Alante Macaulay Project.
Absolutely.
That when we see all the years, the number, I wanted to give tribute to Robert Woodson, the Wall Street Journal today lionizes him. He was, I forgot that he grew up in South Philly, went to Cheney, African-American conservative, African-American who grew up in an era of Jim Crow, etc., and overcame. Just a great man. I probably, if you've done talk radio in the years that I have, probably Woodson I've interviewed 20 times over the course of the years. He was that big of a figure, just died recently. Tony Bruno had him on. He died a few days after that. I'm not sure what he was ill of or anything else. But I think of African-American conservatives, Clarence Thomas, Alante McCauley, and even Alante, who doesn't take any nonsense, has people say stuff to him that you're a traitor or something of that nature. I've never seen that with Alan West. And one of the reasons it's frightening. You're not going to fool around with Alan West. When he's there in person, etc., he commands attention. And I've never seen or heard him, and I asked him about once, and he said, well, I don't get that too much. But it is a difficult situation to see that play out. All right, let's take some calls. We got, okay. I've gone way overboard. Yeah, that's right. We're bleeding breaks into it. I forget what time it is. Linda Kearns will be with us, though. She's on the job, even on a semi-holiday. Joe of Columbus standing by without getting to a microphone. What the hell's up with that? We got to get him in here.
Yeah, we'll get him set up during
we'll get him set up during the break. The hair's rustling in the wind here and all. I mean, maybe some more gel might be needed. We got to get that on YouTube. And we'll get Joe's Americana today from Columbus, New Jersey. All right, 855-839-1210. We'll be right back. Oh, okay, yeah. I have to dig it out here. It's a little windblown. Yeah, I think I put it aside. It's all good. But it's all good to tell you about Dr. Bentz. I've been a patient of Dr. Bentz now going on 12 years. And during that time, I have talked about the remarkable care that I've gotten from Dr. Bentz and just the sense of Dr. Bentz, the confidence, the skill, other dentists sending the difficult cases to them. So if over the years you've just done, usual stuff, 2 cleanings a year, that used to be me. Last year I had the first dental implant done with Dr. Bentz. And this is when it's critical from the beginning to the end to have the utmost confidence in your dentist, in your prosthodontist. And that's where my friends at Bentz Dental Group come in. Board-certified prosthodontists, 2 of them, Dr. Robert Bentz, and also board-certified prosthodontist Dr. Emily Bentz, specialized in advanced and complex dental care. They see cases like mine every day. They understand how to treat and not just the symptoms. Their team delivers precise, accurate diagnosis from the very beginning, so there's no guesswork. From there, they build customized treatment plans designed specifically for you, protecting your overall dental health for the future. If your dental needs have gone beyond just cleanings or you want expert guidance you can trust, Bentz Dental Group is ready to help. If you're ready for expert care and a smile you feel confident in, call now. Yeah, today. They're there. Get that initial appointment. Get that set. 610-272-6949. 610-272-6949 or visit bentzdentalgroup.com, BENTZ dentalgroup.com.
Kale & Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Dr. Anthony Fauci. 6 years later, millions of people are dead, trillions of dollars were spent, our civil liberties were shredded by mandates and lockdowns, and the man at the center of it all has never faced a single consequence. He's a doctor. He only wants to do what's best for you. Doctors have egos. Doctors like to make a lot of money, and when you've been in charge of whatever you've been in charge of going back almost 4 decades, you start to walk around like your you-know-what doesn't stink, and anybody that questions you is beneath you. Remember the arrogance of this guy?
Start your day with Kale & Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, And I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Now we're moving into summer, and it's time we find out how brutal the winter weather was to our home. Hey, it's Rich Izzioli. If you're looking for a contractor that can help you with repairs during this time, or maybe you want to get a jump on those renovations, go with my guys, Emmons. They deliver protection, peace of mind, and true craftsmanship. That's why Emmons has always been my go-to contractor for over 10 years in 2 different homes. And they even just remodeled our kids' bathroom. Plus, you're going to get American-made products, American-made roofing products to lifetime warranted Owens Corning roofs built to handle severe weather, siding that elevates and insulates your home, and made in America, windows and doors that blend style and performance, made in America. Emmons has you covered every step of the way. So go to emmonsroofing.com, upgrade your home with confidence, make sure you tell them I sent you, and always go with the company that I go with because I trust them, and they've delivered for me each and every time in 2 different homes. That's Emmons Roofing, emmonsroofing.com.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
So many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. Each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Your heart's rhythm is what keeps you moving through your heart. Don't take chances. DemandDeborah.org.
May weather is nice, but the summer heat is coming, and so are the high utility bills. Don't wait for your AC to start working overtime. Call Window Nation now. During Window Nation's May sale, buy 4 windows and get 4 free. That's right. Replace your windows and get half of them absolutely free. Plus, get 0 down and no payments or interest for 2 years. The experts at Window Nation will install your windows in 1 day or less. Beat the heat and save big. Schedule your free consultation at windownation.com.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
All right, we're on the road, but we bring everybody with us. Joe of Columbus in front of me here, and back somewhere, probably billing enormous hours today. After all, it's a holiday, and she's working triple time. And I don't know, my show might be used as part of an affidavit for those hours. I want to cut on that. Linda Kern's with us with a letter she sent to the friend of the show. Well, sort of. He's dodging me. Al Schmidt, the Secretary of State in Pennsylvania. Linda, thank you very much. This reminds me of Labor Day 2024 when Kamala Harris was the new running back of the Philadelphia Eagles on all those SEPTA facilities. And you were right there at the desk. So what's going on today?
Well, the difference between then and now, Dom, is I don't work for anybody now as far as, a candidate. I did this as a concerned citizen when I found out about this.
What is it you found out about, Linda?
Well, what happened in Lackawanna County, I found out that a judge of elections who was elected to that position was removed from the polling place by court order. And we don't do that in Pennsylvania. We don't allow judges to remove elected officials. Because imagine, Dom, if a judge in a courtroom, without hearing from the elected official, had the power to remove an elected official from office. There would be complete chaos. Our law doesn't allow it, but that's what happened in Lackawanna County. The name of the town's Moscow. So what I said to the secretary was... Wait
a minute, you buried the lead there. The name of the town is Moscow. Putin sent a directive over here, yeah.
I ended my letter to Al Schmidt saying I might expect this kind of behavior in Moscow, Russia, but not in Moscow Borough or anywhere else in my beloved Commonwealth.
So
this is
Linda,
not permitted to happen under the law.
What's the backstory here? Is this just one of those towns where they do whatever they want? Well, what's operational here?
I certainly hope Secretary Schmidt looks into this, because he put out a statement on Tuesday night, as usual, that this was a safe and secure election and everything ran smoothly and everyone ensured the security of the election, as he always does. But I think that this woman who was removed from her duly elected polling place would beg to differ with his assessment that this was safe and secure. Dom, in Pennsylvania, those people that you go into your polling place and who check you in, we elect those people. This woman was elected. She got 436 votes out of 510 votes. She was elected to that position. And unbeknownst to her, someone went to court and complained about her, and a judge of the Court of Common Pleas issued an order saying remove her from office. Now, I'm sure that there are some elected people we would want removed from office. I can think of some people here in Philadelphia, but that's just not how it works, Dom.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in my courtroom here at the Farley Plaza. Larry Krasner, see you, buddy. You're removed. Linda, I might add, though, the impeached Larry Krasner. I don't care what he does. That's not expunged in the Dom Giordano world, as you know. He's impeached.
Right, but so Dom, you know what? See, I know that you joke around about going to law school, but that is what you do if you don't like what an elected official does. You impeach them. That didn't happen here. The police officers showed up at the polling place and physically removed her. And guess what?
Wow.
There's a statute in Pennsylvania. The police officers are not allowed within 100 feet of a polling place unless they're voting or unless they're serving a warrant, neither of which happens.
Yeah, and Linda, again, big picture that you and I are on with this. We're trying to restore competence, integrity. Stuff like this completely undercuts it. And you said something there. The Trump thing, I want the administration to be clear. We're not going to be having ICE agents there at the polling places or whatever. That doesn't happen in America. No need to do that. Well, we shouldn't have cops coming in there and removing someone duly elected without the full process
the law in Pennsylvania. Exactly. And we have an election code, and it appears to be that I'm the only one reading it, Tom, because none of this is allowed. In that township, they also had told her that she had to go to a judge, like a magisterial judge, prior to the election to take her oath of office. But there's a statute that says that you take your oath of office in the polling place on election day. So they apparently make up rules there in Moscow, Pennsylvania, which is in Lackawanna County.
Well,
and, I know we're laughing, Dom, but I am.
Wait a minute, Linda, you still there? Yeah, no, Linda, I'm not laughing, that kind of thing, because the wheels are already turning, and Henry's looking at me. I know we're going to ask Al Schmidt to come on again. What's he going to do about this? And two, if you have information, the name of the woman or whatever, if we can give it to Henry, well, give me the name. And do you have the name of the judge?
Yeah, her name is Teresa Ripley. This is all a matter of public record.
Okay. Yeah, Teresa Ripley.
Was elected to this position to a 4-year term. And apparently someone went over to the court, told a judge that I don't know what they didn't like about her, and the judge issued an order removing her from office. Again, Dom, I know that that's tempting. I know it's tempting to say, hey, let's just remove these people we don't like from office. I have a whole list of people in Philadelphia. But that's not the way it's done in a country with a constitution. It doesn't happen here. And if they allow it to happen there, it's going to start happening everywhere else. Now, I will tell you that this woman was elected as a Republican judge of elections, and the judge at the Court of Common Pleas who basically took her out of office was a Democrat. And, I don't know, did that come into play?
Oh, of course.
Don, this is absolutely unacceptable. And we should be absolutely outraged. And this is why I say again and again and again, we need Republicans, we need poll watchers. This is how elections are secured, by having people in polling places watching over this. In 24, as you know, we had a huge operation, but not every election has that kind of resources and that kind of money.
Well, I have something else to do. I'm going to clone. It's a secret project. Henry doesn't even know about it. Rove does. I'm going to clone you and Scott Presler, and then we're never going to lose.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like I'm a little bit retired from these elections.
No, you're not. No, you're back in the game just when you thought you were out. They dragged you back in. Come on. It's Godfather 3, Linda Kearns. Wet your beak here at the Farley Plaza.
Dom, I'm a citizen and a voter in this Commonwealth, and I wrote to Al Schmidt as a citizen and a voter to bring this to his attention. And, he can't stay off Twitter talking about safe and secure elections, and I would like to hear what he has to say about what happened here, because, I hope no judge issues an order and perp walked him out of office, because it's really the same thing. I mean, you cannot just remove these officials by one lone judge who, gets a hankering to issue an order.
Linda, we are following up. Henry is typing something furiously right now to Al Schmidt. Al, drop what you're doing. I'm kidding, but we're going to be on this with all Al, the pontificator. And again, for listeners, Linda, thank you, because it's a service. In 2024, we convince them, hey, show up then with your mail-in ballot if you want out in Bucks County, whatever. Linda Kearns are on it. Scott Presler, this show. We are determined your vote's going to count. Don't let them depress your vote. It's your lottery ticket.
And Dom, I just want to mention what I've mentioned before. I know everyone is so down on Philadelphia elections, and Philadelphia elections certainly have their problems. However, this is happening all over the Commonwealth, and we have to be aware of that it's not just Philadelphia, and people better wake up.
Absolutely. Linda, thank you. Have a great holiday, and I'm starting to think your presentation at Mulligan should be on how Dom Giordano should be greeted at the door. With Roe there, I will have her take notes in person.
Oh, well, I'm going to talk to Henry about it. I want to be on Tuesday, because I want to hear a download of how Roe waited on you the entire Memorial Day weekend. The drink she made for you. This weekend. I want to know the drink she made, the meals she made, if she propped you up with a pillow. I want to hear all about it on Tuesday. So I'll have Henry book me on Tuesday, and we can talk about it. Because if not, I might have to go after Roe. I might have to be starting writing letters to Roe.
Oh, my goodness. All right, a war here. Women fighting over me, Henry. No better than talk show. Yes. Thank you, Linda. Thanks very much.
Have a safe weekend. Bye.
All right. That's what they don't get about talk radio. Joe of Columbus does get it, though. I think he's really here, Henry, though. He's right in front of me here on our side, but I think he's really here for the WIP hosts.
Oh, definitely.
To say hello to them.
Maybe some crab fries, too.
Do they know Joe of Columbus is still somewhat a Cowboys fan, though? Oh, did you see Ike Reese's face perk up on that? He might tackle him right here. The neck roll's coming out.
My kids are all Eagles fans.
Don't hurt words.
So, Joe, what are you doing down here?
Dom, it happened to coincide with some work I had to do in Egg Harbor Township.
Wait a minute. Linda Kearns is billing someone for the hours she's on the Dom Giordano show. Are you able to bill someone for whatever you're doing here?
I'll just take a couple of your crab fries.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I would have been here earlier, but the highway was jammed with broken heroes, and I got stuck in traffic. Not to take a line from the Sopranos, but
okay.
I had to come down and say hi to you guys.
Well, thank you, Joe. Americana to you. We're at the side today, and the side question is just one of the greatest inventions. And you know who had me start to incorporate the side question? Right over there, Spike Eskin.
Really?
Yeah, he was in charge of Talk Radio 1210 at one point.
Second best edition next to Girls Gone
Wild.
Progressive Girls Gone Wild.
You like that?
I love it.
We love it.
I love it.
Too.
Just tells us what's out there for us and our children.
Yes. Well, and Zenos the other day saying, imagine those three women who were at the Mangione trial. He'd sleep with one eye open and a crucifix on his chest.
He's quick. You got to love it.
You got one for Americana, Joe?
Mine is, yes, I do. And I lived it yesterday. I slept on it last night. My son just graduated from engineering.
Oh, tremendous.
With honors.
All right.
And I'm not a doting dad. I want you guys...
Nothing's wrong with that.
Well, it's hard.
Your son, the first beer, yeah.
I used to tell all my kids, he's the youngest, he's the baby, but I used to tell all my kids, score every inning, put a run across the plate every inning, play every down, play every 24-second clock. Make every moment worth it because it passes you by. But he graduated with honors, and he was given a special leadership award that he didn't even know was coming. So my Americana, and when he showed up at graduation, he had all the sashes on and the ropes. Right. The one he put out in front was his frat. And I go back to, I'm going to incorporate, the frat and Animal House, where, the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
He's on a roll.
But yes, yeah, and Americana. I mean, he didn't get carried away with the frats, but he held his responsibilities. He used to drive instead of partaking in the party nights. He used to drive for like $250 a night. He used to drive the people back and forth to the frat party.
That is the American way, right there. That kid's going to go places.
He took full advantage of it.
Yeah.
And it's the frat house.
Congratulations, Joe.
It's the college frat house.
So that's the youngest. Is that the first beer, son?
It was the first beer with father and son.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We've got to get him in Mulligan's to celebrate him this year. Sure he'll be busy, but definitely.
He has a job waiting for him. He had it for over a year. He took his internship at an engineering firm, and his last week they said, "What's it going to take to lock you in?" And he said, "Let's go to the negotiation table," which he did very effectively.
Right.
But he told them, he says, "I'm taking 2 months off. Me and my girlfriend are going to tour Europe.
Ah,
they're going to do Spain, Italy, and Greece, and they're going to rough it. They're going to go through the hostels and all that." He asked them, said, "Can I have 2 months?" He goes, "Come check with us back in the end of August, and you're in."
All right, but you know what? It just occurred to me, is he on the board today, since he's going to Greece, you know who has to give us a couple tips. Zenos' trip tips going to Greece. If I ever went on Greece with conservative tours, I would say, can't we bring Zenos along with us? Joe, congratulations, though. That's great stuff.
Thanks.
All right, Joe, right here with us at the Farley Plaza. Not that wind. He's got shorts on and all, too. I don't know what weather.
Yeah, how are you wearing shorts right now?
Yeah, how are you doing this? Yeah,
I'm well insulated.
I respect that. I am, too, but I'm still cold here.
All right, 855-839-1210. We're coming to your calls. Dr. Victoria Coates will be with us, usual Friday stuff. Thank you, Linda Kearns, again and again and again. And we'll be on this. It's not a small thing. None of this stuff is small. All right? This is how it starts. This was really the Chicago, the Philadelphia way. You know, it takes one of your judges out, you put two of his in the morgue. I'm sorry, I may have gone a little bit too extreme there. But that's exactly what's going on. All right, 855-839-1210.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. They still gave me a medal. I don't want a reward for doing. I want a reward for dominating. Like Daily Prize Match on Bet365. I play for free and win real rewards, like up to $5,000 in cash weekly. Unlike that joker in denim. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
Shopping for fine jewelry should feel personal. At Cozy Jewelers, it's a curated experience. You meet directly with Paul, the designer and manufacturer, and create something completely custom. And here's what surprises people. Custom doesn't mean more expensive. It means better quality, better craftsmanship, and direct value. Step up to the Fit C. Color, cut, clarity, carat, and cozy. Design your perfect piece at Cozy Jewelers.
Find unbeatable savings during Ashley's Memorial Sale. Save up to 20% on all Ashley furniture or enjoy 60 months no-interest financing with no minimum purchase. These Memorial Day deals won't last, so now's the time to upgrade. Shop today at Ashley.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Just to point out how great this show is, Dawn Stensland, Greg Stocker, everybody involved. We are crushing it in the YouTube game.
Thank you for making us the #1 viewed news talk show in Odyssey.
And if you ever miss the show, you can always get the podcast on iTunes, where we have a 4.9 out of 5. Vicky Herz, Herz, says, the only podcast that truly feels like a family, especially when you watch on YouTube.
Aww.
They tell the truth, they debate.
And we fight.
And most of all, they start at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Thankfully, with the podcast, I can listen anytime.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app. Broadcasting live from the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Could this year get any
Dom Giordano presents Progressive Women
Your words are garbage, and you're a bad person at this point.
Gone Wild.
Yeah, they're out there, and sometimes in elective office. This is Texas Democrat nominee Maureen Galindo. We mentioned her the other day. Now we have the sound talking about wanting to put people that support Israel in prison camps, and maybe castration, too, along the way. I still don't think she's the #1 progressive woman. I think Henry's eye on that convinced me. The woman, I'd even put her on. I mean, her litany of expenses, sitting in a $150,000 car, couldn't put anything aside for the kids. And oh, by the way, her husband pays the gas. That won't, the teacher, making $8,000 roughly a month. Unbelievable. But here is Maureen on a rant against the Democrats and the media, and saying that the Democrats want her dead.
I'm sorry to all journalists if I missed your email or social media message. It got lost in a wave of hundreds of death threats and the most vile things. I'm in Texas. I know MAGA. This is worse than MAGA. That's because MAGA and Zionism is religious overtaking of government. Okay, but this is the message I'm just sending out in bulk. I never said I want Jews in internment camps. Literally never said it. I said I want to close all detention centers, all ICE detention centers, and put billionaire American Zionists who are funding the genocidal prison systems involved in trafficking into prison. If they committed a crime, do they not belong in prison? The internment camps comment was made up by a journalist here who literally wants me dead. Who literally, I believe, wants me dead. The DCCC coordinated all this because they want their billionaire Zionist-backed cop candidate. The PR guy for the deadliest jail in all of Texas. And I'm getting comments, I'm getting messages from people who've been there too. And I'm against all internment camps and would like to see them all shut down ASAP, starting with the many in South Texas. And also this PAC that's spending a whole bunch of money on my campaign, I literally know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. I just keep continuing my grassroots efforts as I've been doing, maintaining my autonomy, my independence. This is why they're going after me so hard, because I'm not owned by anybody. And then also for people who are all the people who are supporting and asking where to donate, Act Blue shut down my donation tab for a journalist making up this shit on me. And so I'm making a new.
There is our candidate for Progressive Women Gone Wild today. Joe, Joe of Columbus with us too. You find this to be one of our better segments. Do you have a favorite? Do you remember one of? We think the woman teacher. She wasn't screaming, but the rest of it was textbook.
Dom, with these things, the information overload, they all run together into one big personality. Yeah. And, I've said it to people that, if they're not victims, they're martyrs. And I was trying to count the I's and the me's in that. That's how you determine a narcissist, and I lost track.
Okay. All right. She's a candidate then. She's in the running, too. Joe, you're in the running, too, for the All-Star team. This was more Henry's idea, that we may be, between now and June 19th, coming up with the nominees and winners and present them at Mulligan's.
Put me in as the second-string shortstop.
Ooh,
Okay.
captain the infield here.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go to one who definitely is a Hall of Famer. First ballot, he's Babe Ruth level. Let's go to Joe of Exton on this pre-holiday. Joe, welcome to Talk Radio 1210. Good afternoon.
We may be between now and June 19th.
Hey, Joe, are you there? Joe? All right, you're listening to radio a little bit there. Joe of Exton, are you there? All right, just put Joe on the hold, guys, and we'll go back to him at a certain point here. Let me go to Lance in South Philly on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Lance.
How you doing, Dom? And Dom,
Good.
I want you to write this down.
Okay.
Okay. It's a Volkswagen shot 23 miles. Not a Toyota shot 14 miles.
Oh, for the Battleship New Jersey.
Yeah.
Wow.
You constantly say 14 miles with a Toyota. It's 23 miles. It is a Volkswagen.
Thanks for the correction. I love when people listen. Lance, I've had guys call me and say, 22 years ago you said this. But thank you, Lance. I will make that correction now. You are our Navy guy, but there might be somebody out there that thinks Lance is wrong. Is it a Volkswagen? They could shoot 23 miles, a shell that big.
It's a Volkswagen, and it's 23 miles. I'm still on the quarterdeck stand and watch enough times. I'm 5'8", and the shell is taller than me.
Wow. Unbelievable. So, Lance, what's your side today?
Dom, I want to say one thing before I get to my side. We don't give our American trees their flowers or the lumberjacks. So the mighty oak tree is pure Americana, but that's not my answer. Mine is the old teenager Dick Clark. We all watched the ball drop. We all waited for the ball to drop for the new year. Without American Bandstand, there is no Soul Train. He broke ground through integration. He gave so many artists an opportunity to start their careers, such as Prince, Madonna. He ushered in rock and roll. It's Dick Clark.
I think that's a fabulous answer. I had Dick Clark in studio once. He had a book, and Henry, I was filling in. This time the guy wasn't sick. He was out in the morning. And thank you, Lance. If you can knock that guy. Thanks, guys. And I asked him, Mr. Clark, would you like to do this next spot? And he goes, kids, step aside. Watch me lay down this 30 seconds. I wish I had it on tape. Dick Clark sitting there with me. Wasn't as good as Wilt, though. I would have died to interview Wilt just once. All right, coming up, the great Victoria Coates. We don't rest. A lot of national security stuff as we head toward Memorial Day. She's next, and then Henry takes over with the Money Melody, and we'll get a winner of the week. All that straight ahead. No? After we have
I left that to the studio.
Oh, somebody in the studio doing it. See, passing the blame, passing the buck. Oh, okay. The great Kirk will have the Money Melody. That's coming up on Talk Radio 1210.
Hey, this is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. I've been talking about myself for all these years. Now it's time for you to hear from one of our great clients.
Investor Schooling lives up to the promises. Larry's a great teacher, teaches about the whole new approach to thinking about money. I've taken to heart many of the things that he's taught me, and my financial life has improved.
Come to Investor Schooling, and you could be just like Charlie and change your financial life. Go to investorschooling.com. We will see you Thursday.
Air conditioner, oh air conditioner, will you make it through the summer? If you don't, it'll be a bummer. Start your spring off right. We got huge rebates if that budget's tight. This is Jonathan Cans, and I am not a poet. I am, however, the third-generation owner of Marvin E. Cans Heating and Air Conditioning. We are the mainline's oldest family-owned HVAC company, and we are not private equity-owned. But we are experts in rebates, big ones. And right now, there are up to $2,300 in rebates available. Contact us at marvinecans.com. That's marvinekanze.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt?
Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
It's Dom time. Dom Giordano. Weekdays, noon till 3 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
All right, it's the Dom Giordano Show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And joining us, I mean, this is the best, the very best part of the week for insight on the biggest issues out there, is the one and only from the Heritage Foundation, Dr. Victoria Coates, Vice President of Heritage's Catherine and Shelby Cullum Davis Institute for National Security and Foreign Policy, youtube.com/1210. Dr. Coates is with us on Zoom. Dr. Coates, welcome in, and thanks for joining us on a semi-holiday day. And Victoria Coates, when you travel to the shore, is the Farley Plaza on your radar screen?
It's not, Dom. What's that?
The Farley Plaza is it's not the halfway point. It's like the quarter post on the way.
Is it only a quarter? I feel like we're farther in.
Let's check that on our Funkin' Wagnalls here. But we broadcast from here every year. It's a big kickoff, 100 days of summer.
Oh, fun. Yeah. Well, invite me down next year.
You know what? We invite you. Henry right now is writing down the guest list. Our big event is the Summer White House. We do 3 broadcasts at Mulligan's over in Wildwood. You are on top of the guest list. We'll give you all the details. I don't know if you'll be in the Middle East at that point or not. When are you headed over for your look-see to see what's happening?
I'm actually going over twice next month. And we'll let you know the dates, and then when I get back, I can fill everybody in on what I found.
I wanted to ask you a broad question before we get to Cuba, Iran, and where we are. Over in Mount Airy, my analysis of this progressive Chris Rabb who was elected, this was a huge spend congressional race beyond belief. And it's the worst of Philadelphia at this point. And it's not just Trump derangement syndrome that drove his voters. That's there. It's the Netanyahu derangement syndrome. It's not just, they were not just talking Gaza, Israel, anti-Semitism in some cases thrown in. But Netanyahu and going after Netanyahu seems to be fueling, at least in this race, progressives to add to the other spice. And again, what is it that's driving that? What's your sense of how prominent Netanyahu is? It just, well, yes, he's in control, not Trump, of what we're doing here.
It really is bizarre, and I've known the Prime Minister for many years, and a lot of your listeners may know he grew up in Cheltenham and went to high school there. One of the first presidents I took him, probably in 2013-14 timeframe, was the current Cheltenham High yearbook, which he loved and went through and looked at everybody, and then showed me a picture of him playing soccer there. So he's not this kind of foreign presence. His father was a history professor here in the United States for a number of years, and so he is very well known to the United States. He is very popular in some circles in the United States, but it really is, as you say, this kind of derangement that Netanyahu has some kind of secret powers and is mind controlling President Trump. If you've ever been in the room with President Trump, the only one who mind controls him is himself, and possibly the First Lady. But other than that, he is actually, having been in meetings with both of them, having been on phone calls with both of them, President Trump is actually the stronger in the relationship, as the Prime Minister would admit. They're a tiny country of 9 million people. and we're the world superpower. So this dynamic just doesn't exist. And Congressman-elect, or what I guess we're assuming he's going to be elected, and he will be my congressman at that point. He is one of the most extreme. He's going to be the leader of the squad, not just some kind of backbencher for AOC and Rashid and all the rest of them. He's going to be the head of this thing. He's one of the most extreme of all of them. It's really incredible.
I couldn't agree more. I've had him on a couple times. You can imagine what happened. He will be my congressman too. So the two of us share that together. Oh my goodness.
Kind of like living in Manhattan at this point.
Yes, and I'm so glad you went behind the scenes with this because you probably have, I know you've seen this now in the Mount Airy types, and strangely to me, but Chestnut Hill is right there with this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it comes back, Israel, as far as I can tell, and I've only been there once, Israel is committed to be as surgical as they can when it comes to dealing with Gaza and Hamas, etc. But I would say when I was there, I thought maybe they would be tired out, the people I interviewed, the people on the street, etc., and say, yeah, we don't want a Netanyahu type. We want to do anything for peace. Instead, they person to person told me, look at Gaza. Look at what we did. We gave every opportunity, and they just turned it into an armed camp. That's all that it is.
I mean, it defies reason, Dom. I mean, I was thinking I'd like to just get a map without names on it and ask all of these progressives to find Gaza on the map. I bet they can't. I bet they don't even know where it is. And what they've been fed are AI-generated images online, probably by the Iranian propagandists, and they've swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. This is the Iranian line that they are projecting here. This is Iran, active in the United States trying to influence our politics. We've already seen them try this in Europe. We've seen them try it in Australia, and we're their number one target. And they're doing it in Israel too. So these people are useful idiots for the Iranian regime, condemning Israel, which they don't understand. This happens every single time. I remember in the 2014 Gaza war, where there was the same hue and cry out of John Kerry and all the rest of the members of Barack Obama's administration. And afterwards, they sent a non-political delegation of retired generals from the Pentagon to go over and assess this, assuming they were going to get back just horrible war crimes and all of these terrible things. And they came back and they released the report and they said, this is the most extraordinary operation we've ever seen. Israelis put their own soldiers in danger in order to try to protect civilians. They take every precaution. And, it is the leadership, it is Hamas that pushes Palestinian civilians into the line of fire because they want them to be martyrs. And it has to be said that Palestinians don't put up much of a fight. They're willing to play that role. And so the notion that Israel is somehow culpable for what happened after October 7th, especially with the additional reporting that's been done on those atrocities, it just defies reason. But these people don't care. It's fashionable for them to hate Israel and hate Netanyahu, and so they're just going to go with that.
I wish the media had more coverage, and you just dropped something that is very, very intense with me. Somewhat because I went to LaSalle and how shameful they were post October 7th and what they were caught up in. But you talked about the additional reporting, and some of it is either moderate or slightly liberal, of people giving us even more insight of the marching orders, the focus. These were not outliers in what happened on October 7th. They did it as an instrument in their minds of war. Talk a little bit, maybe in summary, of the additional reporting and what it tells us, and yet Israel acts with great restraint to me, given that.
This has been actually a nasty habit of the Palestinians for some time. They've done similar attacks on Christian villages in Lebanon in order to reduce the Christian population in Lebanon. There's a particular massacre from probably about 20 years ago, in which I think 562 Christians were massacred, and the atrocities were very similar to what has been revealed in this most recent reporting, and they get into the really horrific details of gang raping women, shooting them while you're raping them, what's done to the men. It's not an act of war. I mean, this is intensely physical, intensely sexual, very just horrifically torturous in the way it was designed. And what I keep thinking, Dom, is it is hard to make that many people that evil simultaneously. I mean, human beings react against this kind of behavior. You have to start young to come up with a cadre of hundreds, if not thousands, of folks who went and committed these atrocities, who are willing to do this to fellow human beings, who see it as their right, who see it as their duty, who then call their parents and brag about it. It's unreal. And that's what we've been fomenting in the Palestinians. That's what the billions and billions of U.S. taxpayer dollars that we've poured into UNRWA, that's what they've achieved. And so it's hard to see the footage. It is hard to read the accounts of it, but I think people need to realize what actually went on and who these guys are lionizing when they talk about how great not just the Palestinians, but Hamas is.
That's such an insight there, too. Even some of the documentaries with what the Nazis did, there were documentaries indicating some people couldn't, how long it took to do this, what was going on from 1933, and the amount of alcohol that was consumed to do it. But you're right. If this were a dozen people that did it, evil can maybe spring from that. But this took a lot of people to be able to engage in this and celebrate it afterward. That alone tells us what we're up against.
It really does. And I mean, my grandfather was second wave onto Utah Beach in Normandy and D-Day. So I'm not a fan of the Nazis by any stretch of the imagination. I'll leave that to the far left. But I think the Nazis at least were ashamed of what they were doing. They tried to put the camps in isolated places close to the railroad lines so you wouldn't see the transport of the Jews going to be slaughtered. And Hamas is proud of it. They filmed it. They weren't trying to hide anything. They think that this was a great and good thing that they did. And that is a level of depravity, which, as I said, you have to work at. And you just have to ask, how complicit was the United Nations, all these non-governmental organizations who ostensibly exist to serve, to provide services to the Palestinian people? What was their involvement in this kind of collective brainwashing?
Parting question for you this week, Dr. Victoria Coates with us. Cuba, I get a little bit antsy here about a distraction because of the midterms, and I get it that finally, just like in Iran, the president, Raul Castro, and what was done here, the mass murder, but particularly what he's being zoned in for. Rubio saying this is not nation building, et cetera. I just get a little bit too much on the plate here. We gotta, and you have been insightful about what they're trying to do, Besant and others, what we're trying to do with Iran and the economy. Tell me, in your view, are things not going to move forward too much with Cuba, or can that happen?
I think Cuba can be a very different process, Dom, and you're right. I mean, we don't want to get overstretched. We have to be mindful of China and Taiwan, and not to mention Russia, right, and all of the other, demands upon the attention of the United States. But Cuba, being 90 miles off the shores of Florida, is a quite proximate threat, and we've had a lot of presidents try to resolve it. No one's been able to. I actually think the engagement with the CIA director, John Ratcliffe, who went down to Havana, I think, to deliver the message that these indictments were coming, shows that they're actually talking to the regime. We're going to probably give off-ramps to some of them. They can go live in Sochi with Putin and Bashar al-Assad. That's fine with me. I'd like them to stand trial, but I'm not going to let that hang up a better future for Cuba. But then you have the United States, including Secretary Rubio, including Senator Cruz, among others. I mean, these are really prominent folks. And then the whole business community in Miami, in Texas, they're all over the country. They're incredibly successful members of American society. I don't believe, but certainly they will be front and center in the redevelopment of the island, which then can be a great and good friend to the United States. So I don't think this has to be a military action, and I think we do have folks here in the United States who can help. We didn't have that for Iran or Afghanistan, but they will be a huge help in this case.
Dr. Coates, thank you so much. I say that every week, but again, you just drove home, even on a day that we're at a remote here today, about October 7th, just a new insight for me, the numbers of people, how long it took, and how out of the world that is for something like that to happen. So thank you. Enjoy the weekend, and we will talk again soon. Thanks, Doctor, very much.
Always a pleasure. Have a great time, you guys.
Thank you. Dr. Victoria Coates, here you go, Henry. She's in for...
All right,
Johnny, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
He's often talked about the outdoor section of Mulligan's, which is very underdeveloped. There you go. We'll have to
start getting it going,
Joe of Columbus with us here, too, before we do Money Melody. Joe, did you see Henry's football throw last year? Okay, he delivered on that, and Johnny made a catch. I suspect Johnny must have been using Stickum. The catch was so good last year.
I was there to witness that.
Okay.
And we're all talking about the 40-yard pass, whether it was on target or not.
Yeah.
He threw one every bit of 55 yards.
I throw a frozen rope.
Yeah. And Johnny's catch was immaculate, right?
Yeah, he burned Johnny's hands.
It was like Franco Harris. It touched the ground.
Okay. All right. So it is time right now, though, for...
It's Dom Money Melody.
All right. Absolutely right. Kirk, what do we have today?
All right. So the side question is anything Americana. So I figured, what about Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA? How about a cover song from another country? So this country had originated in this country, the modern necktie. Also, give me 1 second. This country, the scenes from Game of Thrones was filmed, and also this country has the smallest town.
Smallest town?
Smallest town, yep.
Was it just one person?
So I'm going to play a song from this country covering Born in the USA. Take a listen. Yeah, so this country has the smallest town. This country also had scenes filmed in the Game of Thrones. And also, fun fact, it's also known for Dalmatian dogs.
Okay, we're playing for a copy of the book is unbelievable, coffee table book, Letters to Trump book, in which we have some of the biggest names in the world paying homage to Trump and begging him this, that, and the other. And then when he runs, they turn Alec Baldwin is certainly top 10 in talk radio to mock of all time.
You leave us no choice, listeners.
Yeah, exactly. Ivan, interesting. All right, 855-839-1210. Hit us with that. You'll be a winner. We'll get the winner of the week this hour, too. And Victoria Coates, every week. I can't tell you how connected she is, what a resource she is. And, again, I don't know, Victoria Coates, Alante McCauley, Joe of Columbus at the table, Roe. Where else in the world
We're
are you
really throwing out this all-star lineup here.
Yeah, I am on to the fifth panel now. I don't know who's going to make the cut here. I don't even know if Zenos can make the cut.
Oh, man.
No, that's true. He's a fresh, effervescent. Hasn't called in yet today, though. We'll get to it. All right, 855-839-1210. Hit us up with that on Talk Radio 1210.
WPHT WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, it's Nick. Transform any living space for summer, indoors or out, during the Memorial Day sale at Bucks County Estate Traders. Their showroom is filled with high quality, built-to-last furniture, and I love the incredible variety. No matter your style, you will find beautiful pieces for every room in your home, plus a huge selection of patio and sunroom furniture. Save 20 to 50% store-wide. The sale runs now through the 31st, so don't miss it. Visit BucksCountyEstateTraders.com or their huge showroom in Hatfield. Tell them Nick sent you.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
So many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. And each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Are you raising the child of a loved one? You're not alone. Like many others, you've stepped up to raise the child of a friend or family member, allowing them to live, grow, and thrive among people they know. While fulfilling, it can also be challenging. But there is support. PA Kin Connector helps kinship caregivers just like you by providing connections to resources, services, training, and support groups. Don't navigate the journey alone.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
This is Len Lundy of Lundy Law. When we say we hope you're never injured in a slip and fall accident, we mean it. But if you suffer an injury, we will work quickly and tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. And when we also say it won't cost you a dime up front, we mean it. Remember our name, Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Call 1-800-LUNDY-LAW or visit lundylaw.com.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. Staples, that was easy.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Now we're moving into summer, and it's time we find out how brutal the winter weather was to our home. Hey, it's Rich Izzioli. If you're looking for a contractor that can help you with repairs during this time, or maybe you want to get a jump on those renovations, go with my guys, Emmons. They deliver protection, peace of mind, and true craftsmanship. That's why Emmons has always been my go-to contractor for over 10 years in 2 different homes. And they even just remodeled our kids' bathroom. Plus, you're going to get American-made products, American-made roofing products to lifetime warranted Owens Corning roofs built to handle severe weather, siding that elevates and insulates your home, and made in America, windows and doors that blend style and performance, made in America. Emmons has you covered every step of the way. So go to emmonsroofing.com, upgrade your home with confidence, make sure you tell them I sent you, and always go with the company that I go with because I trust them, and they've delivered for me each and every time in 2 different homes. That's Emmons Roofing, emmonsroofing.com.
Weather is sponsored by Ashley Furniture.
Philadelphia, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid and needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care was built for this moment. We help you get care at home from someone you already trust, a family member or friend who can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists, just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all, training, payroll, and support, so you can stay safe and comfortable at home, and your caregiver gets paid after every shift guaranteed. With 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered, Philly families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 267-489-1601. That's 267-489-1601. Call now. 267-489-1601. 267-489-1601.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Keep free speech alive. Follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
It's Dom Money Melody.
Where has all the money gone?
Show me the money.
That is exactly right. Let's hear the clue again here on Talk Radio 1210. Let's hear the clue. Yeah. So it's South Jersey transportation, right?
So again, this country is known to have its necktie, Dalmatians, and scenes filmed. This country had scenes filmed in Game of Thrones.
All right, let's go to Tom in Port Richmond. And Tom, you're on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Tom, what's your answer today? Hi. Yo, Tom, what's your answer? All right, let's go to Sean in West Grove. You guys can bring him up. Hey, Sean, good afternoon. What's your answer?
So, again, this country is known to have a necktie, Dalmatians, and scenes filmed. Hello. In Game of Thrones. All right, let's go to...
all right, Sean.
Richmond. And Tom, you're on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Tom, what's your answer today?
All right.
Hey, how are you? France.
All right, is that correct? Okay.
not correct. No.
Okay, all right. You guys can knock him off there. Got a little. All right, Sean in West Grove. Sean, what's your answer? All right, Sean, what's your answer?
Croatia.
Is that correct, guys?
It is correct. I apologize. I'm having some issues here. It is correct. Yes, Croatia.
All right,
correct.
Sean, you got it. All right, thank you, Sean, very much. Sean's got the correct answer. Sean gets the book. Thank you very much. Here on Talk Radio 1210. All right, we're going to talk with the South Jersey Transit Authority, right? Okay, Steve Doherty. Let's set him up here, guys. Coming up. Okay. Sean Doherty, the South Jersey. No, can't. Got the Wildwood guy. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll work on it. Let me go to Henry. Henry, I'll take care of it. Let me go to Lou Belasco here on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Lou. Thanks for coming on a bit early today. Big stuff coming up here with Wildwood this year. We can hardly wait to get down there. In fact, we were at the Jersey Shore just last Sunday. We talked to the mayor yesterday, too, Mayor Ernie, about the gear up for Memorial Day. So what's big, Lou, on Memorial Day?
Well, Dom, we just wrapped up our kickoff to Memorial Day weekend with the Flags of Liberty event, where we were able to honor 300 deceased veterans by unfurling their casket flags right here in front of the Wildwood Convention Center. A real touching ceremony where we're able to remind people the real reason for Memorial Day. You know, as a tourism authority, we like to focus on our beaches and our boardwalks and everything, everybody coming down having a good time. But first, we'd like to kick it off and really put a point on the reason for the holiday. And it was just wonderful. We had Governor Sherrill down here helping us unfurl some flags. And now we're ready and able to really get the celebration started on, you know, the number one boardwalk in the country and the best beaches anywhere in the world. It's shaping up to be a great weekend. We're very excited for the upcoming summer season. Got a lot of events lined up, as we always do. You know, we host roughly 160 events every year that go on throughout the calendar, with a lot of them jammed into the summer. A lot of free events for any of your listeners that are looking for a way to enjoy themselves without having to reach in their pocket. You know, we got free concerts, free movies, all throughout the calendar. You know, there's 4 days of free concerts all summer long.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, whenever we're down, you guys, you and Ben Rose, it's a whirlwind, and in the offices there, just constant adding to it. And Lou, it's also, and we'll talk about this when we have you on later in the year in detail, but it's made Wildwood a destination throughout the year, if not 12 months. Come on, January and February are a little tough. I know you have stuff, but 10 months a year at least. It used to be you had 3 months, and that was about it. It is unbelievable. The stuff is one of the if we were talking about the Mount Rushmore of events this year, we talked about it to the mayor, but you guys are the nerve center of it. What's happened with the country music situation, and the headliners this year are incredible.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, Dom, if you watch the Country Music Awards, it is a who's who of people that have been in Wildwood or are coming to Wildwood. I mean, it's unbelievable. If you have a favorite artist, they're either coming this year or they're coming next year. And the lineup that they have put together this year for Barefoot Country Music Festival is out of this world. If you haven't been down here for Barefoot, you got to get down. It's an amazing sight to see the top national performers on the beach, in that right in between the roller coaster and the Ferris wheel. It's an experience like you're never going to get anywhere else.
The only thing I would say about that, you're going to need more bagel shops, though, Lou, because these people line up like hundreds of them just in a bagel shop on Pacific. You can't get a bagel.
Yeah, well, they got to spread out across the island. You know, they got to remember this is a 5-mile island. We have businesses all over this island that are ready to stand ready to service all of our customers. You know, we're built for 300,000 people, so we can handle it. And we have plenty of people. Just you might have to travel a little bit beyond where the footprint of Barefoot is to not wait in line. But I know everybody's got their favorite spot, so sometimes a little line is okay.
Well, mine is, of course, and thank you guys for the recognition of Dom Giordano Day. This year we're going to put up a thing there, Johnny's at Mulligan's, of how much economic development it brings to Wildwood. I'm just wanting to say that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, look, you named one of my favorite spots. It's right around the corner from my house.
I know that. We know that, Lou.
Wonderful job.
And the convention center itself, too. I have the honor of being able to broadcast out of there, so I see that facility, how much stuff goes into it over the course of the year. You guys have transformed what used to be sleepy times at Wildwood into just something all year long. Lou, other than the Barefoot Country, what is the other big event? Is there another massive event this year or something else? Whatever you want to highlight, Lou, is fine.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of them, right? I mean, July 4th is an event unto itself and is just unbelievable. And our Friday night fireworks bring people out in droves. Every Friday night at 10 p.m. we shoot off fireworks set to music through the boardwalk speakers. It really draw a great crowd, and rightfully so. And this year we're going to be plussing that up to celebrate America's 250th year of bringing freedom to the world. And, we're even going to have a drone show on July 5th. So you have your fireworks on July 4th, a drone show on July 5th. We have our usual conventions that are coming into town. So the American Legion, VFW, and the Elks, and they'll all be parading down the boardwalk. It's quite the sight to see. We have we have a whole host of events ready and set. Beach Blast, the soccer tournament that occurs on the beach is going to take on a little special meaning this year with the World Cup being in our region. If you want to escape the madness of the World Cup crowds up there in Philadelphia, come on down to Wildwood. We got a lot of good soccer to watch here, and then you can retreat to Mulligan's or wherever your favorite restaurant is, and watch the world-class professionals play the game as well.
Exactly. Lou, where do we go for all things Wildwood? And again, each day, a number of events are there and all the stuff, and a lot of it, a tremendous amount is free. Where do we go?
You go to wildwoodsnj.com and go to our events calendar. That events calendar, it's a bit intimidating because, like you said, there's a ton on it.
Mm-hmm.
You pick your month, break it down by month, and see what's going to fit within your time in the Wildwoods. And, the nice part is just a short drive from Philadelphia. You see something you like that doesn't fit within your vacation, come on back. I got a parking spot for you right here at the convention center.
Very nice, Luke. Can hardly wait to get over there and see you guys. And June 19th is Mulligan's. Come on over. It's on us. We'll take care of you there,
right.
Lou. Thank you, Lou, very much.
That.
Thank you, Lou. Take care. All right, Lou Belasco, the executive director over there for the Wildwoods coming up. We'll talk with Steve Doherty. Annual. Oh, now?
Yeah, let's go right.
Okay. I didn't see stage directions here producing here.
It's hard. It's hard when you're in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Steve Doherty from South Jersey Transit Authority. And Sean, I'm sorry. I don't know why I had Steve and my handwriting's bad. Sean, this year.
It is Steve.
Okay. So somebody put Sean on here. I'm sorry. I thought I was correct a number of times. I apologize. The big thing I have, what the heck are these bridges going across into the Pine Barrens? I've been asking that on the air since last Sunday, since the first time we've been down to the shore. And I know we removed the toll booths. What's the matter with toll booths? Why do we remove all those?
What you're seeing is progress and technology at its best. And it's going to what it ultimately gives is a safer, more efficient travel experience for the general public. So we eliminated the toll booths. You have the opportunity now, if you're an Easy Pass customer, which about 90% of our folks are, nothing changes except traffic is less than what it was for toll paying purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, you're getting a toll by plate. You'll get a bill in the mail to which your car is registered, and you'll have an opportunity to pay your toll through that, or we encourage you to sign up for Easy Pass. But ultimately, reduces congestion on the road, gets folks there a little bit safer and better for the environment. So it's just an overall better experience for the traveling public.
And these pedestrian bridge-like things with lights, they're because the people can get on at different points and they'll read them there versus what used to be was it $3? There might be $3,000 toll at the rate we're going.
No way, Dom. No way.
Yeah, so that's what these bridges are for.
Right. So they're collecting your toll. They're reading your toll transponder to know what your toll is.
Okay.
So the lights are designed to set up to be able to read the license plate, so we're charging the proper amount to the proper vehicle.
Okay. 100 Days of Summer kicks off every year with you guys. So what's your role in the 100 Days of Summer?
Yeah, well, today is celebrating that official kickoff, Dom. You've been with us for a number of years now. I feel like summer's officially begun. The weather might not be here, but the vibe is, and it's an exciting time. We just want to encourage people to get their summer started sooner rather than later. The shore points are open. The expressway is open. We're getting people through as quickly and as efficiently as possible, and we're seeing some heavy traffic even today. So we want to help get people to where they want to go at their shore destination or wherever they're traveling here in South Jersey.
Steve, I've often said, to me, the Atlantic City Expressway is the best road. The car just sits on it. I have to pay attention. Because has anybody ever studied that? I mean, what is it about that and the improvements on it that is so good? Literally, we drive on the Schuylkill. The bar's low. We have the Schuylkill Expressway. You guys have the Atlantic City Expressway. Big difference.
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in that, Dom. I mean, when the road was constructed in the early 1960s, the engineering group that did the work that they completed has set us up for just tremendous success. We've had not had to make as many improvements. The way it was laid out, the actual upkeep of it. We're just doing the maintenance at this point. Obviously, we're doing resurfacing of the road, improvements like AET to make it a better travel experience. We always want it to look its best, so that you're not seeing litter or anything on the side of the road.
Literally, how do you guys do that? We got to bring it to Philadelphia. Literally. It's rare. Now I'll be looking on the way home just to see if I can spot anything.
And let me know if you
see
something.
Yeah,
let me know if you see something, because we take that personal.
I know that.
We have over 300 employees here at the SJTA, and they take pride in what they do every day. And that expressway looks like their backyard or their front lawn. We want to make sure that we're putting out
I'm
good
glad you
product.
emphasize that, because we take it for granted, and I don't. And our listeners, people in general, litter and things like that. So when people are fanatical about that, or whatever the process is, kudos. What else is new, if anything, this year you'd like to highlight?
Sure. We're getting ready to break ground here in the fourth quarter on our widening project. So we're going to be widening the expressway from mile marker 31 in Winslow Township, Camden County, all the way up to Route 42 at mile marker 44. So that 13 miles, we're going to put a lane in each direction and give us 3 lanes throughout the entire roadway. And
I ask you about that every year.
You do.
Probably file with that.
And we're making progress, Tom. So this like I said, this October, we're going to be breaking ground at one of the exits, and you're going to see some shovels in the ground here shortly.
All right. Good stuff. Website, place to go, information. You got a lot of stuff for that. Where do people go, Steve?
For sure. I still say www.sjta.com.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on this, because I knew those people in the Pine Barrens weren't using those bridges.
You got it, Tom.
Thank you, Steve.
Always good to see you. Have a great summer. Thank you.
You too.
Thanks for being here.
All right. More coming up here. 855-839-1210. We will get a winner. I'm not exactly sure even what process we're in or what planning.
Yeah, this is going to be
point.
interesting.
It's a whirlwind here. Thank you again, Steve. It was good stuff this year. We'll get a winner, and we'll get a winner, too, of the week on we got Money Melody. We got the book out there. 855-839-1210. That's how you get in on Talk Radio 1210.
Searching for a new path to wellness? Dr. Molly Fantasia explains how medical hydration therapy can help you reclaim your energy. Listen to Health Watch, Sunday mornings at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
What would you do with up to $10,000 to travel anywhere in the world? Right now, Lemus Remodeling Group is giving homeowners in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware the chance to win big with their 2026 Travel Voucher Sweepstakes. Just enter by May 31st, and you could be packing your bags for the trip of a lifetime. Your dream vacation on Lemus. For official rules and to enter, visit GoLemus.com. That's GoLemus.com. No purchase necessary.
Summer is almost here, and it's the perfect time to start stocking up on easy treats from Tasty Cake. The baked peach pie is a sweet, fruit-filled snack that feels like warm weather is on the way. And the lemon cupcakes are perfect for backyard hangs, weekend outings, and all those busy on-the-go summer days that are right around the corner. So next time you're at your local grocery store, grab a few. Simple, fun, and ready for the season ahead. Tasty Cake, accept no substitutes.
Picking out an engagement ring can be terrifying. You're searching for the ring, but have no idea where to start. Go to Family & Company Jewelers in Marlton. The team, especially JR, makes it easy. No pressure, just real help from someone who cares. They break down diamonds, styles, and what actually matters. Their selection is huge. Every shape, size, and price range. You leave confident, not overwhelmed. When it comes to finding the ring, there's only one place to go. Family & Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Hit the road this season to watch the birds. Book your road trip with Fans of Philly. Trips are available now for Nashville, Arizona, Chicago, and London. Travel in style with transportation, a pregame party, and game tickets to enjoy the birds on the road this season with Fans of Philly. The official travel partner of 94 WIP and the Eagles Radio Network. Book now at fansofphilly.com. That's fans with a PH of Philly.com.
Craving real barbecue? Head to Henry's Hots Barbecue in Folsom, New Jersey. Voted Best of South Jersey Barbecue for 14 years. Open Friday through Sunday from noon till 7. Featuring St. Louis-style ribs, beef brisket, burgers, and an all-you-can-eat buffet every Sunday. Dine inside, relax outside, grab takeout, or let Henry's Hots cater your next event with full-service catering. Find them at 1003 Black Horse Pike in Folsom or visit bestbbqsj.com. Henry's Hots Barbecue. Real Texas-style barbecue done right.
Hi, Dawn Stensland here. You already know how much I love my Chapman windows, doors, and siding, but did you know they also repair screens? And right now, they have some fantastic spring specials going on. Screen repairs start at just $30. When you repair 3 screens, you get 1 free. Mix and match window and patio door screens. Save hundreds with Chapman's in-home special right now, covering up to 30 screens for just $1,500. Or you can drop off your screens at their Westchester showroom and they'll have them ready for you for pickup, up to 30 screens for just $750. Whether they come to you or you come to them, Chapman's team handles everything with incredible care and precision. Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding. Call or text 610-431-8898. 610-431-8898. ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Hey, this is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. How many times are you going to listen to my voice before you finally go to investorschooling.com? I can't believe you haven't signed up for a class yet. You're going to learn real estate investing. You're going to learn stock options trading. You're going to learn things about money that you didn't even know existed. Go to investorschooling.com right now. Oh my goodness. This Thursday, investorschooling.com, and take that free class. See you there.
Living here is about more than just the headlines. It's the new restaurant opening in Fishtown. It's the playoff energy at the bank. It's the festivals that make your neighborhood feel like home.
KYW News Radio brings you the pulse of the Delaware Valley. From service journalism that solves problems to stories that celebrate our culture, we cover the life you're actually living.
Authentic, local, factual. KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news source.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Crash Proof Retirement, we understand that out of all the threats to your retirement future, your health is the greatest. That's why our firm offers unique asset-based long-term care strategies to provide financial stability to our clients, like Donna McMacken.
70% of people will one day need long-term care. I went through this with my mother. I had to liquidate all of her assets and sell her house, and I don't want that for me. Should the need arrive, the long-term care policy that I have through Crash Proof covers $9,000 per month in care. Should I be fortunate and not have to use that, it goes to my beneficiaries. I've been Crash Proof since 2013, and still I've never paid them a fee.
Schedule an appointment to see if you qualify for asset-based long-term care. Call 800-722-9728 or visit crashproofretirement.com.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, it is Dom time here from the Faraway Plaza, and our host from Chicky and Pete's. Pete is with us here on his bat phone, headed down here, I guess. Hey, Pete, thanks for having us again this year. 100 Days of Summer kicking off. Big event, a lot of people here, even more than usual.
You know, Dom, thank you for covering it every year. We appreciate it. It really took off in the last couple of years, and a lot of people really are coming down and appreciating the free crab fries and the petting zoo and everything that's there. We really enjoy doing this. It's our favorite event of the year.
Absolutely. And Pete, I know you are big Memorial Day. We've talked a lot about this, your family history, and the Patriot Fund, where you joined forces with local charities, the Patriot Fund. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, the Patriot Fund, we got together with them. Roger and John Horseman that worked for me, they introduced me to the Patriot Fund. And now this year, in fact, a friend of mine who I took care of and passed away, he was a Vietnam vet and was right on the firing line all the time, and they weren't able to get him. But eventually, he was sick and passed away. And with the money that he had, we went out and through the Patriot Fund, got a service dog. And the service dog will be for Vietnam veterans in hospitals, Jefferson Hospital to be specific. And we purchased this dog, and then we trained him. We got schooling for him to do exactly what he has to do, and go in there and use the veterans, get to see the dog and pet the dog. And his name is Brucey. The guy who's left the money, his name was Bruce Mitchell. I always call him Brucey, and we named the dog after him. So it just continues to bring happiness to people who obviously served in our country in uniforms, in whether it's frontline people or people in the service. It's just something we enjoy doing, and it's everybody to bring attention to them to know that it's because a lot of people gave the ultimate sacrifice to have a weekend that we're going to have this weekend and enjoy ourselves in a free country and enjoy ourselves.
Exactly. Well, Pete, thank you very, very much again. Thanks for all the good work you do. Great food and great times together. We're going to get you out there and play a little basketball again one time. Now we're talking. Now we start the trash talking. I got a pretty good guy here, Henry, Pete. So you come up with a guy and let me know when you were ready, and we'll play in South Philly, where we're both from. So that's what'll happen.
Okay. Well, I know I can't beat you. I watched you in action, brother.
Thank you, Pete. You're being too kind. Have a great Memorial Day. Thank you, Pete, again.
Everyone, be safe and enjoy your weekend.
All right. Because of time, this has been jam-packed. I want to thank everyone. And I like Lance today. Sorry, guys, I can't go around the table. Lance in South Philly. Let's put him in the hat with Dick Clark. Americana was great. Let's review the week, Henry.
Yeah, quickly. Monday, I wasn't here, but I've heard wonders about Pete in Southwest Philly about his Joe Evac.
Oh, God.
So,
yeah,
he was Monday's winner. Tuesday, we had Things That Are Gold. Zenos won with the Golden Mile. Wednesday, we went with Bill and Bucks won with the greatest, Muhammad Ali. Yesterday, we asked for somebody associated with jeans. Gary in Newtown went with the Button Fly. And, Lance in South Philly was today's winner, Dick Clark. Put those into the hat here. Rolling the dice, and that is at number 2. Zenos, Upper Darby.
Zenos is there in Upper Darby. Guys, can you bring him up a little mouth? Hey, Zenos, congratulations. You're the winner today. Zenos, you're the winner today. And Zenos, Memorial Day is special for a lot of reasons. I'll be on live noon until 3. But last year, an added factor, it's the first time we heard Zenos, at least with me. All right, Zenos, we'll catch up with you. And thanks to everybody who participated. Thanks to Andrew and Kirk back at the station very much for carrying the ball. And I think the side question on Memorial Day might be never done before, things associated with barbecue. I don't have too many dogs in that race or anything else there, but corn on the barbecue is something. Yep. Henry, favorite barbecue food?
Nice juicy brat.
Okay.
How about that?
All right. So I'll be on with you noon until 3. You can call it. We'll have a side question. We'll do the usual stuff. It has been a great day here at Farley Plaza. Linda Kearns has opened up something. You imagine Moscow, Pennsylvania. We're not going to let that go, Moscow, Pennsylvania. And, added flavor, I'll admit. It's a Democrat judge saying, go and take that Board of Elections person out. Just send the cops in there to do it. Imagine if Trump did that. All right, we're on it. Thank you, Linda. Enjoy, everyone. Thanks for listening today. Tony Bruno next here on Talk Radio 1210. Thanks to Tommy McDonald. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Looks like it might be a rainy holiday weekend. We'll get showers later this afternoon with a high of 65. Tomorrow, raw and nasty. 56 the high with some rain. More rain Sunday. High of 63. We might get to 74 on Monday and maybe no rain if we're lucky.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs